just call you when the moon is rising. I'm craving every moment with you. I can't just need you when the tides are turning. I cherish every second with you. I've got to hold on to your heart every day of the week, every week of the year. I've got to rewind and restart till you get what you need, till you get all of me. Yeah, you get all of me, baby, I give you all of me. Please take what you want from me. Ooh, ooh, yeah, you get all of me, baby, I give you all of me. Please take what you want from me. Ooh, ooh,
And we're back for another year of Spike Nations. It's been a while, but we've turned up the competition. The content creators have taken a step back as ambassadors to offer the finest that the EMEA circuit has to offer. I am Hazard JC, joined alongside Moon for this one. New faces on the broadcast, but plenty to be excited about.
Definitely, and plenty to watch and enjoy, as well as the teams will be duking it out during this year's Spike Nation. I don't know, from my end, I'm extremely excited to see what those teams have to offer. And, well, I only suppose that it's the same for you, Hazza.
Yeah, of course, there's going to be plenty of familiar faces all across the board, and I can't wait to get into this one. Of course, Spike Nations wouldn't be possible without our sponsors, first and foremost, both Intel and Alienware. We give a massive thank you to them because they've made all of this possible, and we have plenty to run through, which I'm really looking forward to. First of all, 6 teams, 6 different regions, each of them putting together a roster. We started with 8 players from VCT, Challengers, and 4 from Game Changers. That's whittled down to then 4 and 2 respectively, picked by the ambassadors, and plenty of talent on offer for us, Moon.
Yeah, exactly. This mix-up will definitely bring along benefits, especially for players who didn't have the chance to shine on bigger stages. So I think this mix-up with the possibility to represent your nation will definitely bring a lot to the table. Of course, the taste will be different from watching, you know, the regular circuit, internationally speaking. So this time around is going to be a little bit of a spin-off that will come again with its benefit, not just for the players, but for us as talents and as well to our dear viewers.
Yeah, plenty of regional clashes on offer, that's for sure. Some repeat matchups that maybe we saw in regular seasons of the previous splits of challengers. A couple names from VCT floating around in there as well. Of course, these are mixed rosters, so it's great to see game changers and sort of challengers VCT players alike competing on the same stage. And I'm really looking forward to just diving straight into this one.
Yeah, definitely, and one needs to keep in mind, you know, you're assembling these teams, right? Most of the time, these teams do not have that big of a buffer to prep for the tournament. You cannot expect the preparation to happen, you know, as smoothly as a fully 5-stacked man with a lot of experience and symbiosis and synergy, right? So what I think will be extremely interesting is to see how quick those players were to adapt to each other, what kind of playbook they'll be pulling out on those different maps. Will we be seeing some diversity when it comes to agent picks, to maps and so on, the callouts? So there's plenty in here to kind of deconstruct, analyze, and talk about. Maybe you could take a trick or two from these players.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, they're playing for regional pride as well. It's not too often that we actually get to see these kinds of international matchups where it is a roster of 5 players from the same region. You get that a little bit in some other ones, but let's have a full format explainer in classic telebroadcasting fashion. Here's one I made earlier. The time has come to challenge them. Welcome to Spike Nations, the competitive territory that brings together the most exceptional professionals and content creators in the EMEA region, representing their nations under a single banner. Competitiveness and fellowship come together to forge the duel between their teams, fans, and ambassadors in a historic way. But first things first, Spike Nations is divided into 3 phases. Firstly, the national phase, where it all starts with the call. The ambassador and coach of each region will reveal all the players on October 24. Only the best 12 players of each region will be selected, comprised of top talents from VCT, VALORANT challengers, and game changers. This brings us to the show match stage. Between October 25th and October 31st, each ambassador will broadcast matches to select the final roster between the best 6 players in their region. The battle begins with the international phase. With all the rosters completed, we will reach the limit of the online phase. Starting on November 7th, the teams will battle it out across 5 days of competition, with only the 4 best teams advancing to the final stage. After these 2 stages, we will move to the final part, the live stage, where the 4 best teams will compete in a best of 3 Swedish bracket. But that's not all. These 4 teams will compete in Madrid, Spain, in the biggest LAN event for the country, GamerG 2023. The spike has been planted, but now you have to support your favourite ambassador and clutch the round by cheering them on at GamerG 2023. Thanks for watching, and follow us on our social media accounts to know all our broadcast updates. Thank you very much. That guy obviously knew what he was talking about, not so much as myself, of course. But now, heading into this one, Moon, we get to break things down a little bit more about what exactly is coming up, because you've seen all the stages. We've got a bunch of different players from different regions. The show match stage has completed. We have our rosters now locked in. It's just about setting those battlegrounds and duking it out for the next couple of weeks.
Exactly. So a couple of weeks that will be extremely tense for these players. The pressure keeps on piling up right now, given the format. Of course, any sort of mistake in here could be unforgivable for these teams. So they gotta play it all. They gotta play all of it. The stakes are extremely high. This is definitely going to be challenging for the majority of them. But again, when you're playing for your national pride and regional pride, there's always this sort of adrenaline that keeps on building up, specifically for players. And speaking of which, the calendar is awaiting us right now as we're going to discover the voyage that those teams will be have been living through and will be living through.
Yep, that is the path that we have to take. Of course, October left behind us, the spooky month. The teams have been revealed, and not too much of a surprise in there in terms of what we actually end up getting. Now, November, we have 5 playdays coming up. It is a single round robin system. We'll have 3 fixtures for you this evening, and then whichever team comes out, or the top 4 teams which come out of that with the strongest set of results, will be greeting us once again in December at GamerG 2023. As I said before, Madrid, Spain, the biggest event in the country, and plenty to be playing for, which we will get to in just a moment. But very exciting stuff, mate.
Exactly. So winning this tournament is not just the glory. Rating and placement in here is not just for glory. It's also another ticket for another competition. And of course, the prize pool in here is quite mouth-watering, I suppose, with 20,000 euro that are expected to be shared. So the question in here, who's gonna claim that biggest share of the lion? 8,000 for the first place, 5,000 for the second, 2.5 split in between the third and the fourth position, while the fifth and the sixth will be consolated with a 1,000 euro reward.
Yeah, thousands on the line and thousands watching at home to cheer on their teams. I'm really looking forward to how this one ends up going. And yeah, like we said as well, a LAN stage to get hyped up about if we progress through this online phase that we've got coming up as well. We're going to see each team play against one another, which is an interesting prospect as well. You've got to consider some of the regional rivalries that crop up when we look at the names that we have. UK, France, Spain, Germany, Italy, Turkey. Yeah, plenty of crossover there in EMEA, a bustling region and one to be very excited about.
Yeah, definitely. With the banter being in there in between the fans and between whoever is supporting their country, their region. So we're expecting some quality banter in here coming from the viewers, essentially. Not sure about the in-game chat, far from, of course, being able to see it. But definitely, I can already put myself in the shoes and the heads, of course, of the teams. And speaking of the teams, we're ready to see the rosters.
That we are. We begin proceedings this evening at the Mediterranean Sea, although there will be no love lost between these two teams. The first of which, Italy, as you can see here, Bipo, Tag, Caden, Edukos, Mochi, and Aranel, the names which we have up on our screens right now. Moon, this excites me quite a lot because I think Italy previously had been a fairly underrepresented region. They had had an opportunity at their own Challenger League, most recently in the last couple of splits that we saw, and up against the powerhouse like Turkey, a serious challenge. Epoch, Love, Izzy, Move, Smurfette, and Schnell on the opposite side.
Yeah, technically speaking, Turkey has always been this region that was booming with potential, right, across multiple disciplines. And when it came to Valorant, the moment Valorant came to be, the moment Valorant came to life, there was this burst of talent, this burst of potential, those teams, those high-profile players that kept on appearing right and left. Senate to name a couple, Senate to name a few, right? So with this region being represented all over the place, having Italy arrive in here, and if my memory serves me well, I didn't get to hear about a lot of Italian players before, or Italian teams that made history. This could be a first step for this country. This could be a first step for this community to leave their landmark on the big stage.
Yeah, a landmark fixture indeed. Both of these rosters that we see having players which are endemic to their own regions, so sort of playing challenges within, Italy or Turkey, respectively. Looking at the Turkish roster as well, something that gets me really excited is that they have some of the best game changers players in all of EMEA, and that's forgetting about the 5 that we've sent to Sao Paulo. So already we've talked about it quite a bit. I don't keep in contact with my ex, but there's certainly one that I'm looking forward to giving a call, and that is ex-Warrior. Pavlos and Ryan, take it away.
You warned me about the throws. You warned me. Okay, I know. I should have expected that coming. But yeah, no, it's awesome. Hi, Ryan. Awesome to be casting with you. I don't know why we haven't done that so far.
I think, to be honest, Vincent Zesht is probably the correct answer. Like he's been the middleman between us, and luckily he's not involved in anything to do with Team Germany this tournament, so we at least have that going for us. But yeah, it's great to work in other Spike Nations, and seeing the level go up, seeing more game changers players also involved in this tournament is exciting. And I think looking at specifically Turkey, one of my favorites to do well in this tournament, so seeing them first is great.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're talking about Turkey as a region, as a whole, right? Going up, getting better results day by day for esports, putting their mark on the global stage as well. So having a lot of players, all that talent, just keep on growing and festering. Now being able to put it into one big package from the performances from Game Changers, from the performances in the Tier 2 stage, see how it all works together here at Spike Nations. But yeah, I do believe what we've seen so far has given us kind of an idea for the matchup, right? We've got the players, we've seen what both of the teams looks like. Do you have any anticipation, any expectations for this matchup?
I think For this one in particular, I think Italy is a region, now that we actually see them have like their own regional league this year as well, has been like much better performances than maybe people anticipated. Same with Portugal, right? But I think for Italy specifically, a lot of these players are from the Desire roster. Some of which are also like game changers. Like Aranel is on this team, so like that Desire had a really good year this year overall, and it seems that that's still continuing in the off season, right? So like I think it's easy to go, oh, they played up against Turkey. Turkey are going to win this. It is best of one, and I do think that Italy as a region as a whole, and especially with this team, can get overlooked, which only serves Italy for a bit of come out like bandits, right? Steal this series, steal this map, and it is on Ascent too, which makes it everybody can play this map. So it's very comfortable for both sides, I'd imagine, even if it is playing with like brand new people for only a couple of scrims maybe for both squads.
Hell yeah, and that's what we're really looking at. But I do believe we do have our map selection ready to go and take a look at what the field of battle is going to be. And as you did say, we may be looking at a Ascent here, if I am not mistaken. Yes, it is. Picked by Turkey in the end, and Italy will be starting off in defense.
Yeah, I mean, I would be very surprised to see Sunset make it really into this best of one format at this point. You have to say, like, even though this is a map that most teams and most players are going to be comfortable playing, taking any Turkish team to Ascent in game changes, whether it's BBL, FUT, BBL Queens, FUT game changes, every Turkish player and every Turkish org loves to play on this map. So it's almost like a home map for Turkey to be playing in this situation. So like Italy have it all to do, and it's a really difficult first game to go for, but some of these guys already play with each other. They're part of the same org umbrella for Italy, so at least they have that potentially working for them. I
mean, the narrative is always, don't pick Ascent against Turkey. And or Turkish teams. Now we've got an actual national Turkish team, and Ascent is floated. Rookie mistake. I hope Italy doesn't regret it at the end. But yeah, I want to kind of, before we dive into the game, just a quick note. What do you feel about each of the teams, if you can give me something? For me, Desire personally looks a little best world-rounded. There's a lot of potential here in regards to coordination. Well, it feels on the Turkish side, they just threw every duelist, every person that can shoot on that team.
Yeah, I mean, they've got Smurfette and Schnell both playing on this, and Izzy has been pretty much dominant across multiple different teams. Had a really good year in 2022, I think it was, with Supermassive Blaze. Has been doing great stuff when he was on Giants. Love has really good experience. I love that I'm in the center of the screen to go up.
Hell yeah, Ryan.
I'm going to point to particular people. I guess that one's pretty interesting. Got the Jet and Arena up here. I feel like I'm in a Wheel of Fortune or something.
You're the clock.
Or Bullseye, Bully special prize, 2 Rainers, because that's what we really want to see. Double duelist at least, which I guess both teams going for comfortable compositions, just not wanting to play KO, because that agent, I think in any kind of team environment, requires a lot of coordination and communication, whereas these teams maybe have played together only a few times. It's better to go for maybe a duelist to get those flashes in, get a bit of individual performance, and I guess Mudge has been consistently playing Sky throughout his career, so comfort picks overall.
Yeah, comfort picks. At the same time, I feel like both of the teams are here to fight, and I do love you're in the middle of the screen, just all by yourself. Yay! It's my turn. Hey, I'm back on the screen. But yeah, it feels like all of these teams, this composition in general for both of these teams means that we're going to be seeing fights. Both of them are looking to bring the pedal to the metal and try to bring out the best out of the given situation by pressuring each of their opponents' hands wherever they are on the map. And Ascent is the perfect map to do that, really. You know, you can take space of a B main, A main, you could push through mid. There's a combination that you can bring out, especially with this versatility that they bring out with these certain compositions.
Yeah, I think one of the interesting things for me, working in game changes as well, we've got Schnell is on the Jet for Team Turkey, Scarlet is on Team UK, who was previously on Rebels, and it's kind of one of those things, I suppose, where like those duelist players are game changers. Are they still going to stay on the duelist, or are they going to sort of take more of a supportive role and have, like, for example, Bippo's duelist has been solid. So would you want to take somebody like that off of the role? So like seeing Chanel's commit to the Jet still and everybody playing around that to an extent, like it's good to see. And kind of like it was said on the desk and stuff before, seeing more opportunities for the Game Changers players to play amongst like tier 1 level pros in these kind of environments is just the kind of thing that you want. More opportunities like that for sure, and it's a great way to show just how good these girls are as well in playing the game, especially like Scarlet. I'm excited to see her for Team UK.
Yeah, she's definitely set up into a position to frag out, right? In a position where we'll get to see the best of her abilities, and in a way we've never really seen before. You know, their usual competition has been game changers, while the rest of the players have been fiddling around in tier 2, tier 1, and yeah, we want to see how they all stack up against each other. So, yeah, Ryan, we're getting closer to this matchup. Any words at all for this tournament as a whole? Right, we've got a lot more teams. This is the first match of the entire tournament of Spike Nations. How are you feeling this tournament is going to be going out? What are you most looking forward to?
I'm just trying to think if there's any potential teams that could sort of upset here, because I think France and Spain probably are, like Spain especially, should be favorites for this tournament with the squad that they've put together. Like, no way around it. Like, Tuki is an absurd player as well, and seeing people like Fatinho playing in it, Yuri, like names that are still in tier 1, names that are in game changes, and then other players that have had tier 1 experience that have maybe fallen down to the VCLs this past year. It's still kind of good to be able to see all of that talent still on the roster, kind of led by Mixwell and Lucas Rojo still, which is, like, again, they're my favorites for this tournament, but Team UK looks scary. Turkey, you can never write them off. Italy could upset. It's all best of ones to begin with, so it really is how well prepared are these teams and just how good they're going to be on the day.
That is true. That is true. I'm also very interested to see how much are they going to give to this match, right? Because this is not obviously their serious competition that they have throughout the year. This is an off-season event at the end of the day. So I'm curious how much pressure it puts on them to have their flag on their backs.
Yep, getting straight into this one too. So Italy on the defensive side is like a nice advantage for them to begin with. I love Tag's defensive position in here, stood in CT facing the wall. So I hope he's pretty much ready to go. It is looking like Turkey are going to go for a straight B execute, and kind of like we've been saying before, all of these players, no matter what team and organization they are on or have been on, they love Ascent, and every player will know what to do here.
Yeah, there's not much you can do wrong on this map. Hopefully. We'll get to see how this one works out. Obviously, we do see a 10-second timer, but it's stuck. Time's frozen. Some timey-wimey, gooey things going on. But at the same time, I guess it gives us a chance to see what the setups looks like. I mean, it's Ascent. I don't think anything will be too different. Very standard, actually. So yeah, we can just stare at the scenery for now. Ascent.
Yeah.
A map we've seen for years and know exactly what it looks like.
I guess that's a question, like especially with the map rotation that we've had, with like Breeze coming back, with Sunset, which I think has generally been accepted as being like a map that people are happy with. People wanted to see Ascent be the next map taken out of the map pool competitively when a new map comes in.
I feel no one's complaining about Ascent because they know how to play it and it's the most straightforward map to play. And you know, there's no real big gimmicks that will throw you off that you can be very negative about or have some very polarized sort of opinions about. So I think when it comes to myself, I have no desire to say goodbye to Ascent. But at the same time, you're right. We've seen a lot of this map, and maybe it's time to see more circulated in.
Yeah, I feel like you've kind of jinxed it at this point, because the problem with best of ones is that you can end up seeing a lot of the same maps over and over, because everybody likes to play Ascent, right? Like, nobody's really going to ban it out. Same could be said for like Haven, Split, Lotus, they're like common maps. So it wouldn't surprise me with you saying like, oh, I don't mind Ascent, that we're going to just have 3 best of ones all on Ascent.
Yeah,
for the
that would
rest
be a
of the day.
great way to jinx the start of this this
Because
tournament,
I
wouldn't it?
think you'd feel a little bit different about Ascent towards the end of it. If any map, if we watch
Any
it
map.
3 times in a row, I think you really start to just look at it and go, this map isn't real anymore.
It might not even be a matter of jinxing, right? When you enter a best of 1 format, Ascent is usually the most picked map, unless... I don't know, what... I'm trying to think of a best of 1 format not ending up in a grand repetition of this map.
Yeah. Can we see the map veto again? Because I'm like curious on like what else we could have got. Because I think we're gonna go like looking at like Sunset. I think that was like the last ban that was available for Turkey. Like obviously we'll get back into the game shortly. I think just one of the Italy players just having like tech issues and stuff before. But yeah, like I would love to see it. If any of the, especially Team UK, like your boy Lewis, if you can push us to play in Sunset, that'd be ace. I'd love to see like what people are cooking up in EMEA, especially because a lot of the stuff that we've seen from Sunset have been pretty much NA or Japan, Korea exclusively, right?
Yeah, I think you're right there. But I think what's also interesting, if we do come to a map like a Sunset, we'll be seeing a lot of the teams cooking in real time, right? Because most of them haven't really gone into prac with each other, right? Maybe they have for a little bit, but not enough to get any solid groundwork done or any solid concepts or of attack or approach. So yeah, we'll be able to see the IGLing in action. You know, we'll be seeing pings, you do this, you do that. This is how we're going to take it. And I feel like in Sunset, we'll be seeing quite a lot of that process highlighted. While for Ascent, it's all pretty straightforward, isn't it?
Yeah, what do you even pick as a comp for something like Sunset with like a pickup group like that to an extent? Like, I feel like you just go to like couch potatoes, like Sliggy and Mini, just like, what if they drafted up? Let's just take that as a plan and go for it. But I mean, like, yeah, like Ascent, I'm not too surprised that we're not seeing the KO for either teams. Kind of like I said before, like these guys, I know Team UK have scrimmed a little bit more. Like, obviously there was the trial period that we saw like from Hazard's brilliant explanation earlier, that there were periods where 12 players were narrowed down to just 6 for each of the teams. So it was a good chance to practice amongst each other there, sort of decide on general map pools. I imagine from the sounds of it, some teams are taking this a lot more seriously than others, but that's not to say that people are just gonna, okay, we're playing Ascent, our team usually runs this default, we could do the DRX strategy, pushing mid on defense and catching them by surprise. There's so much that people go, oh yeah, we also run that, like being aggressive on B. We'll just do that default, and everybody knows what they're supposed to be doing because it's Ascent. We've been playing it for 3 years.
Very much could be the possibility. I do have word that the reason why that you're seeing our faces and you're not seeing the action in front of you is because the server's being, well, the lobby is being remade, restarted, if you will. There was some couple of issues and everything. You know how it is. Online tournaments, the first match of the day, stuff happens. But we'll be diving into as soon as we can. Just keeping you informed on that front. But Ryan, okay.
God, what are you going to ask me?
I'm just thinking, what do you think about the new skin collection?
Oh God, it's got that bad, has it? I mean, I've got it. Of course I did. Like the bow stuff in itself is worth it for me.
Is it really? Okay.
I think so, yeah. Like, yeah, it's a cool looking. I guess the curious thing is, not too sure. We should have ISO in this tournament. Like, patch off the top of my head, I'm not sure if we're playing on the most latest one, but it has been over 2 weeks since ISO was introduced, right? Or has it been? I've like lost all track of time. The off season is breaking my brain. Yeah, I've been watching way too much China that I have no idea what day it is even.
Big mush of time and information. It's all, I don't know, I've been too busy polishing my trophy over there, which it's non-existent, really. I have no trophies. That's sad.
Well, at least Fnatic got another one, so... Yeah,
right. Yeah, exactly. Red Bull Homegrounds look pretty cool. Quite cool of an event, and hopefully this will be quite a banger as well, because if you guys weren't tuned in at the start of the stream, the first 4 teams get to play in semi-finals and finals over in Spain, in LAN. And that's epic, right? People can go and see the matchup live audiences as well. You know, what's better than having people screaming out your name while you're on the server representing your country? And that's pretty beautiful.
Yeah, usually when people are screaming my name, it's for me to get off of the PC and let the actual players play.
No, it's probably because they're screaming happy birthday at you.
Yeah, that too as well. Like it only took 13 minutes, so that's great. I mean, you're using that time wisely.
Yeah.
I think the other aspect of it is like you have like a lot of the meta stuff shifted to an extent. Like I feel like ISO could be a solid pick for anybody that wants to pick it, especially in a tournament like this. If you're feeling fancy enough that you want to go for Angels and pull that out, it can work. But all I really want to do is see some Gecko. Actually, I've been on a real like Gecko vibe at the moment. It hasn't been going well for me personally, but yeah, I think just watching like Ayang and stuff for FPX do wonders with him. It's good, but I'd be very surprised to see that agent at all. But we are in game. Yeah. Everybody's ready. Everybody's like moving and stuff. It seems that the plan for Turkey is still the same. It's going to be a fast B execute. And Team Italy just having Bippo over there as well as Edukos on the Sova might get more than they bargained for here.
Yeah. I'm glad we're starting off of the game. Italy on defense, Turkey on attack. And it's the B site that will be taking over first. Whoa, Izzy! Stop it! They didn't have a chance to react there. So B site will be taking over as Ipot gets another kill through the smoke. And that's already a 3v5.
Yeah, it's pretty much the post plants. Everything about this execute for Turkey is going to feel natural. These guys have done it so often on so many different teams. It's just 3 players alive, including Tag on the Reina trying to break their way in. And Schnell is in a really precarious position to try and clear. Tag's done a good job of it, but still 4 players to get through.
All right, Tag. Let's see what you've got. Will be leading the charge as they do enter the site. Not much left of Tag, unfortunately, as Ipot takes care of. Now the rest will move on as well. 2v3, not unfathomable, but Ipot is holding down the fort just like that. Izzy was a player to get the first kill this round, will be the player to get the last kill as well. And that's 1-0 on the board for Team Turkey.
Yeah, it just sort of allows a great confidence boost for Turkey to begin with. Bippo dying probably within 2 seconds, it felt, on that first point of call, that first fight right in B main, instantly deleted. And it's also the fact that RNL goes down as well from CT. Those 2 players that were trying to, Edukos, those 2 players anchored towards B, completely cleared out with no response. Now, the defensive side of Italy stacking 4 players over on that A side, and Turkey looking to take it a lot slower than last round.
A lot of mid-presence. Seems that Turkey are good friends. They're all in this together, just like High School Musical. Sticking around for now, just taking it chill. Massive stack for Italy on that right-hand side. I guess they're just waiting for Turkey to just move in.
Yeah, it's just whether they get a whiff of it, really. I guess the Sky Flash will help just to sort of check some of these angles. But Tag is the closest for a fight.
I just didn't want Tag to overpeak here, but ends up with a kill and out of harm's way.
It seems that the rest of Turkey's got like a whiff that more players are over there, like the reaction from the smoke. Just not really wasting their time, just resetting, good to take mid. But the reaction from Italy is a solid one. They're actually going to stack 2 players over towards the B site. Neoman checking into mid through the smoke is able to see stuff, but Tag is able to get 2 with a collat on the Sheriff. He goes down, and now the numbers favor Italy.
Yeah, big fragging by Tag. And even though Italy started with lesser weaponry, they're still quite in this. Not only in this, maybe favorable, but it's a matter of collecting weapons here. Because pistols might not be the best in this situation. We've got 2 players holding on to Vandals. Ipot building space. Ipot trying to close up the gap. Caden closing up on it. And there you go. Italy bounce back straight away. And they square things up before Turkey has a chance to say, we won a second round.
Yeah, hero stuff from Tag. Might start to see Turkey lean towards the B site a little bit more already if they know that the Reina's going to be playing over there. Just the first kill getting out, seeing Turkey try to react, try and take mid to put pressure there. But just the calling from Italy to be in the right place at the right time and Tag getting a couple more kills with the collat really set themselves up nicely. Turkey might have expected them after the pistol to maybe just absolutely breeze through this map. Could be a lot closer, and Italy definitely don't want to underestimate them because they can do stuff like that.
I love that Izzy has a hero rifle in this one.
That's all he needs.
True. Glove going for a stroll. Yeah, but not much found. How soon do you think it will be until we find a knife fight in this tournament?
I feel it. I'm trying to work out which team it would be that would do it as well.
True. Good thinking.
A Team UK France knife fight would be a fun one.
Oh, yes! I was
I feel
about
like
to say-
that's.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lewis would be the one to lead the charge, I think.
Yeah, I can see that. And I'd love to see it.
Also, when it comes to knife kills, you've got Soulcast on Team UK and doesn't have the best situation with it.
Oh, no, you did not bring it back.
I mean, it's been. I'm
that
excited
guy's
to see Soulcast.
traumatized by it. Give him a break.
We also get to see Soulcast and Link play together since
That is
last
true.
year, Team Liquid.
Yeah, that is next match, though, right? UK, I was about to say Brazil. UK versus Germany. But for now, it is Italy trying to breach into this B site. And they've done an okay job of it, although it's quite messy. Izzy left, but it's Bipper who took care of him. Duelist v Duelist, Bipper comes out on top. Italy have got the advantage.
Yeah, that hero rifle from Izzy, getting quite a lot done in the end. Has his ultimate, and even Epot has a lockdown to go here too. So even though it's the first buy that's coming in, a big ultimate that can really turn the tide for Turkey if they want to go into this fast. But Bippo also picking up the operator early on defense, looking to just be playing mid on his own. Maybe a bit of support from Tag. Might have gone tree, but it seems that there's probably going for that aggression on A. Again, it's really a case of if Izzy wins this first fight on B main, because this is looking like a fast B execute again.
You say fast, but they instantly pull the brakes, putting the lockdown down. Lockdown down. That's down twice.
The lockdown down. Are you down?
Down.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I went too far. I went too far. I bought. Turkey isn't aborting though. They've taken over the site,
Spike
and
planted.
without any problem, Spike goes down. Apart from Glove's disappearance.
It's still in a good position now. Italy going in with the Eldro now. Tag's pulled out the ultimate. Izzy even has gone for that fight, but is traded out. And Italy, this retake has been solid. It's just whether they clear A main and clear much.
Yeah, Tag has got a splendid position as well. Wherever they may appear, Tag is there to deliver, and Italy just keeps that pressure going, looking now to pick up their third round, and Turkey needs to pick up their pace because they've just lost another buy round. They'll be forced down into a smaller buy, if not even an eco.
Well, it's fundamentally strong. Like, retaking on the B site is so hard to do, but Italy, they clearly expected the lockdown. They were pretty much unflappable on their movement. They just played pure retake, which is hard enough to do for a fully coherent, coordinated team. Never mind a group of players that have only been really playing together a couple of times for this tournament. That was really solid. So now it's another eco that has to come in from Turkey. Just two marshals in the hands of Izzy and Mudge.
They've been practicing, I tell you. They've gone onto the server and tried these retakes, trying to get on the same line. They knew Ascent was going to be picked up at some point, especially against Turkey. They've come into this prepared. And this Mediterranean derby seems to be favorable for Italy. And Tag is the player that keeps on giving.
He's
So many
disrespecting him
rounds.
so much.
Big time.
The fact that he's there, like, sort of bottom of mid. Schnell's actually going to just dunk on him with a Blade Storm, so takes him out. And he actually trade out and get the operator. So that's good mid control and some gun upgrades for these Turkish players.
Absolutely, 3v3, but it's a matter of Turkey actually ending up with those rifles, and I think they've thought of timing to be a more valuable asset as they instantly move into this B site. But will they be able to deliver to the back end of it? Kaden is now there to assist. Edekul dies, and Schnell is finding quick blows to the heads of her opponents.
Spike planted.
It's just a matter of Aranol trying to see if she can clutch her way out of this. 3 players. They know it's not going to be a garage entry. But smoke prohibiting the stairs entry to the site. Left-hand side. Oh, she's shown her ground. They know exactly where she is, but ends up with one. A bit of a wide peak there, considering there were two different angles, and Turkey finally find their way back on the board.
Just needed a little bit. That's all that Turkey needed there. Like, Tag was playing very aggressively towards the bottom of mid. Eva got the first kill, but as soon as Schnell is able to get that, and iPot getting a great shot trading out Bippo, takes the operator out the server for that one. And it's just a case of if Turkey get that first kill or could string a couple of kills together, that momentum is super hard to stop. And their mechanical skill, it doesn't even really need saying. They're gods at this game. And they're gods on this map too.
Blinded. I got the spike.
Have money for another operator though, so Bippo's not going to be too upset about how that last round went. Bladestorm just in case he wants to try and go for more aggressive play, but Epot has won that duel against him last time. Just a tiny little peek to get some information. Bippo has a little bit more support from at least on trade, but he's not even really thinking that they're going to come in this way. Don't give a
trail.
A little bit close to danger. Oh, they know Bipper's there. Dashes to the back of the site, but Turkey's moving in quickly. Caden's done a lot by holding one back, but how much more can they hold? Edikoz elevated, but still unable to find the shot. So Italy trailing behind as Turkey find space to plant the spike.
Yeah, Glove pushing up into an aggressive spot. Really good pressure again onto Bippo to just keep him backing up, and the Seekers, the Leah just boxing him into a corner. Arnold and Tag still have a chance here. Mudge is pretty low health, but has the operator, and he's just able to hold A main. Again, it's these kind of situations where Italy just have really good information, but Turkey are just really good at upping the ante and making things very uncomfortable for the defensive side to get comfy.
Yeah, Turkey's definitely putting the pressure where it is hurting Italy. And Mudge just doing Mudge things at the end of that one. Really nicely done. Not often you see operator into a Sky's hands, but no, it's working well.
That's testing my sorry, I was watching the Tom Biz Mitchman video they did of like the Sudoku, and I was thinking like have Izzy and Mudge played on the team together? Izzy and Glove have. They won Supermassive plays together. But I can't remember. I mean, this is against the Nico, and right now Turkey are just farming up these kills nice and easy. iPot with a Sheriff is actually pretty mean overall. He's one ult orb away from having his second lockdown by round 8.
Yeah, iPot's like, you guys got Sheriffs this round? This is how you do it. This is how you do it. Just let me show you for a sec.
I mean, at the very least, Edikoz has a Hunter's Fury in case there is an early lockdown, but yeah, it's really a case of Italy couldn't really make that 50 work the same way as it did round 2. Bippo has the operator yet again, playing more for B main. Probably expecting him to go that way for the ult orb and the lockdown, but it's looking like Turkey are actually changing it up and going A this time.
Yeah. Turkey always go for an aggro start to the round, but often pull the brakes pretty quick. Testing how Italy may be reacting to it.
Yeah, they're not really defaulting, but then again, Italy aren't really pushing, right? I don't even think this turret over for iPot was active for the majority of this round so far, but nobody from Italy is like pushing to get information. Maybe they do now with the Eldron of B main.
You should run.
Right now, it's just no information for Italy, so it's just a case of players 2v5ing on this map. Tag tries to get something done, but now is kind of boxed into a corner with this lockdown.
Yeah. There's two of them in the corner together with Caden. Tag's in trouble. Caden is taken back. Oh, that is rough, but Tag still makes it work. Edikoz helping from a distance. Hunter's Fury doing work, so Italy have got the numbers, but Mudge's position is troubling, because now we can go all the way around and try and pressure from heaven. Bippo into the fight. Edikoz has got a big gun on him, and he's trying to beat Rambo up in this A site. And it's going to be Bippo getting the final kill, and Italy closing out the round.
Worked out well for Italy. They had that Hunter's Fury. They didn't use it for the lockdown, and instead they used it as the execute was coming in to go across the site. So it caught onto a couple of players, and it made things a little bit easier for Caden and Tag that were playing in Hell to get a bit more damage done and make it a bit more chaotic for Turkey on the execute. Money is still good, though. Seekers is almost ready again for Mudge to be able to pull this one back. But it's nice to see that Italy have those moments where they're not scared of what Turkey's trying to do, and they have a good response to it as well. I also wonder when we're going to get our first timeouts as well, because these teams also have coaches as well. Like for Turkey, it's guys from FUT, so it's
True.
You know, it's not just your run-of-the-mill kind of coaches. You've got some tier 1 coaches involved in this.
Yeah, global stage experience. Can't dismiss that. Wonder when they're going to bring those in. Yeah, probably.
Coming from Japan.
True.
Oh,
Caden, come on! And it's out! No way! Goes in for more! That's a triple for Caden! And Turkey, all of a sudden, are wondering where their players went.
Bippo's now clearing this. I don't know if he's heard some footsteps, but he was expecting Schnell. Easier clean up there. It's just up to iPod, who's managed to do quite a lot so far. Being spotted by Aranel whilst he was trying to play some of these angles. At least stopping it from being a flawless. But yeah, Caden, it's so good to see that Italy aren't scared here, that they want to go for these like individual moments, and it worked out wonderfully from aggressive Omen plays that you don't get to see as much nowadays, to say the least.
Caden was playing Omen as if he was playing Jet or Chamber. I love when Omen players use the TP aggressively like that.
Yeah, it's now a good spot for Italy to be in. Really, with them being on the defensive side, they'd want to go even or with an advantage at least, and there's still money to work with. Modge having the Seekers yet again, looking to just try to take mid a little bit more. Work out where this operator could be for Bippo. It's over on A. But he might start to try and take the tree in short.
Italy responding by playing further back.
Also got the Killjoy over on A, probably just for like a lockdown retake. So really, it's a case of if Turkey going this direction, going into an operator and the meat grinder of Killjoy utility. The Seekers is going to clear a lot of that stuff off at least, and Bippo still keeping his eyes towards A main.
Yeah, well, the Killjoy utility has been breaking down. The A site has been infiltrated. Just a matter of sticking the landing now. Rotation from Italy, taking quite some time. Grouping up heavily into tree. Is he not afraid of taking that fight? Glove going all the way around, but cancelling the TP. But still, Italy must be wondering, was that cancelled? Were they close enough to hear that?
I think they would have been. I think it might have even been broken or cleared by Edicors, but a lot of times we wasted a great flash up close to allow Chanel to try and push up. Izzy is the one that's just absolutely farming up kills as the rest of Italy tried to push through switch, and Bippo, operator left, couple of rounds to go, just trying to save onto this gun, and he's being hunted super hard here.
Yeah, the glove keeping close to the corner, avoiding the operator shot, but there's no avoiding the shorty. Izzy says, I've got a short gun as well. It's called the Classic, and in classic fashion, takes down Bippo 5-5.
Again, it's just Turkey slowing things down a little bit, putting a lot of initial pressure into mid, coming through onto tree, and we do see the timeout, no doubt from Italy at this point. And a good glimpse on what Team Turkey's been able to do so far. What's been working for Italy as well, if they can lean on to that a bit more. And I think they've had lockdown for quite some time as well for Aranel, but there's just not really been a clear opportunity to use it, to get it out, because too many players from Italy go down before the spike's planted, it feels.
That is true, and I feel Turkey are aware of the ultimate's availability, right? Because in the previous round, when Italy did have a 4-man, 5-man retake scenario, you could see Turkey pushing up behind them, putting pressure on them, pushing up into tree, not allowing them to get the traditional lockdown placement in. So yeah, Turkey playing really well right now, quite coordinated, nice calls.
I mean, for both teams, it's been impressive, really. Like, I mean, it's just the level of all of these players individually can pop off, but
yeah,
I think seeing stuff like lockdowns being held onto, that's going to be a common thing happening in this event, because it's like, okay, I've locked down on the defense, I'm going to do the A setup the Killjoys do and just play it for retake. But when there's no clear opportunity to actually use that ultimate, you might be better off just playing on those B setups instead, right? So it's kind of one of those things of like trying to make a call of when's the right time to use this ultimate, and you just maybe hold on to it for a little bit too long. So it's those kind of things that I guess I'm curious to keep an eye out for. Bippo having a better start, being able to get the first kill with the operator, and also getting out without a scratch on him.
And even if Turkey were to engage on that fight, there were 2 players lying in wait in mid as well. So a lot of pieces to that puzzle for Italy that gives them that first kill, first blood.
It's a good start. I think it's when Turkey have been going for the straight B and A executes, that's where Italy's looked the most comfortable. But if it's like top mid, especially in trade, these are the fights that they've mostly been losing. And that's another one lost. Bippo tries to fight onto Izzy, just gets domed, and he's opened up the A site off the back of it.
This is like, I've had enough of playing Sentinel. Today is my day. Reina pick it is. Can't be flamed from Lofa for playing this right now. I can do as I please. Lovely pick onto Aranel. And now Turkey have got the upper hand.
Well.
True, true.
You should now get comfortable, and even Tags picking up the operator to see if there's anybody from Turkey that's going to face into this a little bit more. Is he happy to? He's on the Reina. He has that freedom. He has a lane. He still has some utility to get out. What can Caden do?
In the smoke. It's a matter of timing, isn't it? Oh, everyone in peak simultaneously, and we're left into a 1v1. But it's Izzy Shorty to come out on top, and it's a Quadra to mark his place this round. Beautiful.
There's 2 4Ks in a row as well. But Izzy's warmed up to this point. It's so hard once he starts going, that utility, the self-healing, the dismiss to get out of danger, really seem to just open up that round from seemingly nothing. He just peeks out on his own A main, wins that fight against Bippo, and the rest of the team can follow up off the back of it. Now round 12, not going to be an operator for Bippo, but he does have the Blade Storm and a Bucky, which is just as good.
Turkey. This time, no Killjoy utility to alert Italy of this deep push. But again, Italy, wary of it. Passive positions taken by them.
Give me those back.
Ooh, lovely peek. Spike making its way towards the right-hand side of the map, and it's an area where Italy don't quite have it enforced.
They're giving up a lot of space on A main, just letting these executes come out on their own. Bippo's moved over quickly to try and take a fight, but he can't quite get it. Nice push into mid to clear this up from Italy, though, able to at least trade out a kill. And these retakes have been solid for Italy, and they have a lockdown. Finally, they're able to use it.
Yeah, Bippo's got a subpar weapon, so he's got to make the 3 blades left work. Lockdown will be taking back. Bippo pushing. He's got a Bucky in his hands, but can't make it work. Even if it's point-blank distance, Turkey taking control this half. 2 rounds of difference, a 7-5 score.
Sides.
Yeah, Turkey not getting too wound up by that lockdown being placed. Able to take more aggressive angles. Italy looking a little bit scared to take those fights in the end, so the lockdown gets easily cleared. And just only so much that Italy could do there. Good half overall. Like, they had some really good positions to be in, but I mean, 18-7 half for Izzy. He's been performing solidly. Now they go on pretty much onto the easier side, I'd say, with the defense. Italy, it feels like a lot is resting on this pistol in particular. I think as well, going more for like a mid default than anything. Not going to go for like a fast B execute like Turkey did. This round for Italy, the first of their attack, is looking a little bit more measured and a little bit more chill.
Yeah. Good to see a few variances in approach. But then again, look at that group up towards the A site. Turkey, unlike Italy, take space early.
Yeah, it's completely different. So, like, we never saw Italy do what the defenders are doing here for Turkey right now. Like, Italy were just more passive. Granted, Aranel is winning those fights, but they're under a lot of pressure. And Italy have still found their way into the A site. So this is good information, good control, and a 5 versus 3 to be.
Yeah, even though Turkey knew of the A site imminent hits, they still fall victims to the gunfire of Team Italy. And Ipop standing in front of 5 players. can't be a too comfortable feeling, although he manages to find one head. He has to deal with Beepo right behind him, and there you go. Italy find the pistol round. That was very important to him.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think as well, it's just they maybe expected that Turkey, just with how confident they have been on their attacking side, that once they switch to defense, that they would be aggressive. Aranel does so well, not only to get a kill, but to survive and still be there late round for Italy. But just taking that much attention from the defenders made it a much easier A site for Italy to take. But we already saw one Antico being lost straight after the pistol.
Oh,
See if
no.
Team Italy could do a little bit better than Turkey this time.
Oh no, you've said it, Ryan.
I mean, they're pushing again.
They are. Well, Italy kind of expected it. Oh, never mind.
Never mind.
Topsy-turvy. Oh no. Okay, Edikos calms us down.
Also, look at Turkey. They actually had like a stack of players on B. As soon as the turret was going to go off, they were going to wall bang that position with sheriffs. Like, that's a nice little thrifty idea. I didn't expect to see those kind of things like this early on in the tournament, right? Just cheeky little eco ideas to run with.
Spare the moment.
Maybe we'll see it in the future because this round was all towards A and
True.
Turkey in a good position to do a little bit more damage. Italy have reset, but they're still looking to go A.
Oh, mush. It's got to draw back. It's a sheriff, and he's got rifles against them. One shot to the head is all he needs. So does Glove. Oh, maybe a couple to the torso.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. It's going from bad to worse for Turkey. Edikos, can he salvage it? 30 seconds. Says, hell no. I'm out of there. I'm going to
30
be.
seconds left.
I mean, is he going to get... He should have time. It's just whether Epoch gets there before him and whether Epoch decides to even take that fight here. You don't want to just give him a 1v1 at this point.
Oh, no. Turret in front of him. 6 bullets to his chamber, but it's one with his name on it. Hip-hop, beautifully done. And Turkey close out another pistol round.
How many of these kills for Epoch, the 17 that he has, have been with sheriffs? It's a good few now. That's such a good shot as well. It's in a safe position as well where he's not really going to go down in that fight unless he just gets domed. But just as Italy looked really good on their attacking pistol, Turkey somehow just pull it out of their backsides with an eco. And now they've got the money. Italy forced to save.
I mean, Turkey's such a rich region when it comes to talent. A lot of players we're sleeping on. A lot of depth to the player base. And seeing players that we don't normally see at the front of the scenes like Ipop. It's beautiful to see in circumstances like this. Now, Turkey for now have got a clear round for them ahead of them, as long as Italy don't pull out another round like they did a moment before.
Yeah, good information for Turkey as well. Skydog is used to clear B main and gets a little bit of information to work with. I think Tag was expecting Schnell to be playing up that aggressively and close, but good discipline to just get the kill and get out. Like, not messing around at all for Turkey. They want to be aggressive and in the faces, but they also don't want to give them free guns here, especially when Izzy's just going to go flanking around A main as well.
Yeah, this is
all
so
of the
uncomfortable for
information.
Italy. Very uncomfortable indeed. Oh, hello. One more. There you go. That's the A
30
site
seconds left.
somewhat open. Ipop, potentially the gatekeeper.
I'm not even going to get the gun, actually.
Oh, they don't
quite
check
clear
it.
that corner.
Let me just swipe those biometrics.
I mean, there's still a time to go pick up Izzy's gun, maybe, and then just go A main, but, like, maybe just hoping to do something fast and catch Turkey by surprise, but Epot 20-9 isn't really too worried about those kind of things, feeling confident. But now we actually go into the first 4-buy of this half. Hunter's Fury available for Edukos. No lockdown, at least ready yet for IPOP, but he's going to be playing over on B. And the operator in the hands of Izzy and Schnell. Double ops on the defense.
Why not? They know Italy is going to push at some point. The operator's a perfect gun to hold corners. Schnell's holding a corner right now, but has to move back from it. It's Hunter's Fury to take it down. Oh dear. Now the A site, clear line of attack. They've managed to enter. The paranoia is strong though. Glove knows his presence behind him and picks it up quick enough before he's challenged himself. So Italy get the spike down, but Turkey's got a wonderful position on the back line.
Yeah, it's lucky actually that they didn't have Eddie Cos with the spike in A main. Bippo's actually going to try and take a bit more space. They know that they don't have A main control, so they're going to try and be more aggressive towards Heaven. Right now, it's being cleared. Izzy still having an operator. Might be able to get a good angle on Bippo that wants to face and be aggressive. But now everybody's just going in for these fights. Izzy just trying to find a timing and an opportunity. And Italy just hunkering down, not giving him an opening. He's looking to save.
Oh. Yeah, an operator isn't the perfect weapon in this situation when you're up against 3 and on a clutch, but at least takes one down with them, and there you go. Italy keep the score close, and there's only 2 rounds differentiating the two, just like they were at halftime.
I mean, money's not going to be great for Turkey over this round. They still saved the operator, but outside of that, really, can you afford much at this point? Don't even have a Blade Storm for Chanel to work with either. So here, this is where it's been a little bit sloppy for Italy, is just not being clinical enough on their anti-ecos. So here's just a great opportunity to take control of this one and really start to take control of the game. Because I think for the most part, when it comes to team play, they've been the better squad. For Turkey, it's just been Izzy and iPop dismantling people. I don't want them to get eco'd here, Pavlos. I really don't.
It's not about what you want. It's what we need. Well, it's what Italy needs. It's what Turkey needs, to be fair.
Yeah, Italy's idea is a good one, though. Just keep it simple, stupid. Like, just go for a B execute at this point. iPod tries to go in and cause a bit more chaos, but gets taken out. Doors closed, CT smoked. No messing about from Italy. Other than Caden being in a very aggressive spot right by the door.
Yeah, it's a sneaky one. And if it goes unchecked, a deadly one.
Even the shock darts to help. Caden does get taken down, but at least he's traded by Bippo. Right now, these attackers just sitting on site. At the very least, they might die to the spike.
That is true.
Kind of boxed in.
One enemy remaining.
Turkey doing a lot of work. Aranor full front of it. And Izzy again with the operator alone at the end. So that's the end of this round as well. So that means Italy will be closing the gap even further. Wasn't quite surprising considering the weapon differential, but still a very good round to take, especially when you've got 3 players alive by the end of it.
Yeah, good damage done. Like, look at the
sorry.
Yeah, look at the economy though for Italy. Like tag 450, Caden 450. Like even though these are now a couple of rounds won in Italy in a row, the money is still not amazing. Like if they lose, they might be on like half buys, half armors here or there. Bippo actually going for the Bucky and is just looking to Blade Storm. I mean, is money really that? Yeah, because he's had to buy it for the rest of his teammates. Like, money is that awkward still for Italy here. This is a good round for Turkey to win if they can get it.
Get out of my way!
Here. Italy spread out. Not overzealous to make any overstep. Kind of baiting out some utility from the Turkey side. But none are coming, really.
Deploying drone.
Flash is good for information. But good space taken from Italy to get super deep into mid and Aldron. So much information. None of the market's clear.
Turkey is chilling. Well, on this defense. And Mudge, whenever he comes under pressure, he comes alive. A double. Simply as that. Making it look easy.
Doesn't matter which side Italy are playing on. They really just struggle with any fights in like short and tree. And Mudge just wanted to get a little bit more. At the very least, helps Chanel get out of this position with the operator. Oh, sorry, with the rifle. It's Izzy that's the operator. My mistake, because you want the Rainer up, of course.
Of course, of course.
And he's pushing A main on his own because, yeah, I think it's just his world and we're living in
30 seconds
it.
left.
It's a wonderful world.
Remaining.
And it's just ended.
They're not just looking to save at this point. She's given up her position. Gets a point towards the lockdown, which I guess is good. But if she even steps outside of B main, There was an operator pointed right at her. And it was an important round for Turkey to win. And you will see the money for a second for Italy. Touch it, and it might be another eco required.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, Turkey's starting to build out quite a lot of ultimates as well. I believe 4 out of the 5 are available for them, and especially when the economy is starting to get into recession, if you will, it's not looking all that great. And it might be Turkey's way of closing it all out. Let's see if they can piece it all together.
Yeah, money's looking really good for Turkey. Their alt economy is as perfect as it could be, really. It's just not needing to overuse anything. Just try to keep it as clean as possible because both sides have had a couple of rough anti-ecos that haven't gone their way. So now getting towards the latter end of this map and this series, because it's the best of one, we want to try and be as clinical as possible. That's a problem, though. Is he pushing up with the operator again on their own? Catches Aranel, but also sees the spike too. So good information. And now Italy is starting to look a little bit more rattled than before. Now they're starting to maybe panic a little bit because Turkey are just so confident of winning every duel now.
Exactly, right? It feels like it's just Turkey taking duels, taking fights, and they come out on top. Though it has been quite a close affair, this might be the end of it being close as Turkey gained quite a lot of confidence. They've warmed up. But as I do say that, Italy just put their foot down and say, no, we want to take a fight just for a little bit longer. Look heroic. Give it some spice. Give it some sauce. Put some cheese on it and call it a pizza. Okay, sorry, I've gone too far.
You might have done. I mean, Kaden had an ultimate. So we could have TP'd around to wave, for example, but obviously because this is a round where Italy haven't really bought too much up, there's just rather save it for something like this. But this is a pivotal round for Italy to win, to come back into this map. And currently Team Turkey have 5 ultimates. And at this point, like 3 operators probably. No, just the one.
Is this a timeout? Is this a timeout?
It's gotta be. We don't have the UI telling us which side it is, but
no.
Sometimes I can, like, honestly, I've been watching so much of like the China Evolution tournament. Some of the timeouts that coaches take over there, like literally 7 rounds won in a row for a team. They lose 1 timeout. It's like, okay, great, like, wow, not wasting any time. But hey, I've got good at like, okay, I think it's this team that's taking the timeout, right? And I think for Italy, it's a good chance, right? They're 1 away from having a lockdown. What is the overall plan going to be for how they execute this, where they want to default, where has Izzy been playing with the operator? Effectively, how do we shut this player down who might be on a 30 bomb by around 20? Because Izzy is just, he's doing his own thing. He's just pushing with an operator and needs help from nobody.
I think Turkey have also been playing a different game up until this point. They're thinking, we've got to catch them all. And when I say catch them all, I mean the ultimates. They've been accumulating ultimates. And I think they're just waiting to use them at the penultimate moment. Just to close things out. I mean, when you're winning the round, when it just with pure fights, then you get ults left over. Without any need to use them. So a guarantee, I guess, for Turkey in the end.
The only shame about not seeing KO for either teams on this map is just how good null command can be to, especially if you were playing up against Arena, to shut down some of that utility, to help on those retakes. Like, Seekers can be very useful, and I think Mudge's impact with the ultimate has been really good so far this map. Don't really have that same impact overall for Team Italy. I think the null command feels like it's missing for sure, but it's looking like it's going to be like a fast execute, or at least trying to get the orb on B main. Really early owl drone as well into mid. Like trying to push and be aggressive in those spaces. Nice bit of aggression on the defense as well to clear that space up. Happy to give Aranel that lockdown.
Bit power.
Yeah, Schnell.
Oh dear. Well, Chanel and Mudge, both of them on two different fronts win their fights. And instantly Italy on the back foot.
Even Edikos is actually going to go into mid. Oh, just narrowly missed the timing there. Chanel looking away and moving at the last possible opportunity. Actually has the Sky Flash to help them get out at this point. And I really like the discipline here. With the player advantage, Chanel isn't doing it easy and trying to get more kills. She's playing passive and just giving up space and allowing the team to play off of it.
Oh dear.
And she's just getting more as a result.
It's really not working out for Italy. They finally managed to get one off of the back of the great paranoia from Caden. But how many more can they get? Two behind them, two on site. Hip-Hop coming closer. Edikos sensing it. Seekers, though, will be revealing positions, and Caden has to move past it before it even comes into effect. Turkey will be closing it out. Only one left to guarantee their first match victory in Spike Nations.
I think Caden thought that the Seekers might have been going the other way, and then it just pops out from right below him. But yeah, Chanel plays this super well overall. And the worst part is for Italy, only one ultimate was dedicated there from Turkey. They still have 4 more to use here, and your buy is a tight buy, to say the very least. 3 Guardians.
I mean, we saw Edikos hit some nasty Guardian shots earlier on. Now, if that can be repeated, that'd be great, but of course they've got a long way to go as you can't even see them and then getting the kills. It shouldn't be this easy. At least Italy find space to get that spike down. At least they've got a silver lining here. They managed to hold their own, but of course, there's a lockdown for a guarantee. Hunter's Fury in retaliation, not much left of the lockdown anymore.
Attack lockdown used as well.
Oh no, catching them napping Hip-Hop on the back line. It's all going from bad to worse, and Turkey looking to close it all out. The match is theirs. 13-8 will be the score, and it's Team Turkey to come out on top against Italy.
Yeah, I mean, fair credit to Italy. I think the first half, they showed some really solid stuff overall. Like, again, this is a team that I still expect to be doing a little bit better than maybe community anticipates it would. But here, like, just Turkey, it took them a while to sort of get going. At that point, they weren't really sort of playing utility. They were just going for angels and winning them. And I think as soon as they gained that confidence, it felt like it was game over 5 or 6 rounds ago, just because Turkey were in full control and Italy kind of flinched at this kind of series. Like, it's a tough one to play, especially on Scent against the Turkish team.
Yeah, I feel we already can sense a team identity coming forward for Team Turkey here. Take fights, take duels. That's what we know how to do best, and they're doing it to perfection so far. Lovely stuff. 13-8 was the final score, and maybe we'll be seeing them carry onwards. I do believe we've got our 2 analysts waiting, and we'll be throwing to them to give us our thoughts. So make sure you are writing on those notepads of you lads. We'll be throwing to you shortly. But yeah, for you, Ryan, what was your take from this series as a whole?
It's been a while since I've got to see Izzy just farm people on an English broadcast, at least. Like, we're looking back at 2022 when he was on Supermassive Blaze, just demolishing everybody, and even ended up at Masters Berlin that year too. But like seeing like EPOS as well, just players that we not for me too familiar with, but you look at a player like that and it's like, that could be the next Alfia, you know, like this could be like a player in the future that could come along and do some really solid stuff. So yeah, I think that it's seeing old talent do really well, but also seeing new faces also show up on the server too.
Absolutely. I didn't quite catch that production. What did you just say to me? We have something ready.
I think it's the analyst desk.
Oh, the analyst desk, of course. It is, of course, Moon and Hazard. Take it away, boys.
I've got the notebook out, Pavlos, like you requested, and while that one may not have been a foregone conclusion, I think Italy would have turned quite a few heads there. I mean, coming into Ascent, both teams running double duel lists, the tone was set pretty early, Moon, but did you expect it to pan out in that fashion? Yeah, you are muted, Moon.
Burton. Okay,
And he's
now
back
that's
with
fixed.
us. Perfect.
Yep, I'm
Yes,
with
great
you.
to have you.
So, before answering the question, I too had my notepad. It's just that I'm more oriented towards the digital format of it, less encumbering, right? And it's better for space management. And speaking of space management, during this game, we didn't see any sort of agent being picked to manage and control a space. Definitely, we did have the Killjoy on both sides, who did an outstanding job at keeping opponents at bay on the defensive side, but let's face it, overall, this game has been extremely straightforward on a tactical level. I wouldn't call it very advanced. We've had some very straightforward approaches toward the sides from both teams coming on the attack side. They were kind of predictable at points, and it really was played not on fine details, but rather on who would win the duels. Actually, and in actuality during the game, I was strongly believing and firmly believing that Italy could run away with this game. I would have said Syria, but it's just a best of one. And going back to this game, we've seen a lot of hope coming up from the Italian team, especially whenever they would pick up, a thrifty round. And if there's a title that I would give to this game, it would have been Kings of Thrifty Rounds. Whenever a thrifty round was played, we've seen an obscene, outstanding performance coming from a player or two. Not gonna lie to you, I didn't take note of the names, but I was able to appreciate many stages of this game. I was able to distinguish, especially margin here in certain rounds, making the difference. Sadly enough, the Sova hasn't been exploited in the best possible way to give it an advantage and an edge to Team Italy. In the meantime, Sky has been used to maximum efficiency, relying on the Guiding Light and the Trailblazer.
Yeah, it's some great points that you bring up there. I think the majority of this match was decided on the defenders' side for both of these teams. Italy were able to pick up 3 retakes, one of which being that second round reinvestment. And we saw both of these teams do that, actually. I think that something that Italy lacked, perhaps, was a deeper form of information. There were very few times that we saw, them droning out, getting a deeper angle for the Jet player, right? And with Tag usually being that sentinel player on Desire, I think it was really cool to see him step into the shoes of the Reyna. I think we're probably going to get this quite a lot, mechanically sound players that want to pick up that mantle as well. Still speaking about Italy here, Caden in the 75% of the sort of previous 28 maps that he's played has all been Omen. Round 9 already bringing out some of the outplays that we saw. But on the whole, the macro game was won out by Turkey, right? Their reactions were a lot stronger. The fact that you have a couple Desire players in here, but not their IGL, maybe is the glue that's missing from pulling the rest of this team together. But, those are just a few things to sort of touch on, really, I suppose. As well, Izzy on the op, we have to mention their Reyna. The fact that you have the dismiss means that you can post up on an angle a whole lot longer than a Jet could, and was just constantly this thorn in the side that Italy needed to be concerned of. And yeah, when it came to their defenders' side, they almost felt out of reach.
Yeah, now another point that Ryan evoked as well during the agent pick section is the absence of the Kyo for extremely obvious reason. In order to play Kyo, you need to have a team that actually knows how to play around the Kyo. Excellent pick, very strong agent, has a lot to give in terms of skill sets to its team. Now, the absence of KO or a similar agent, I would have gone with a breach in this case instead of a double attacking agent from the Italian team, because even on the replay you probably noticed the amount of non-white screens that we have been seeing, the absence of flashes, the absence of initiating abilities, kind of hurt them. The majority of the picks that I've been seeing from Team Italy was a double peak, which was completely dry. So they were completely reliant on the Leers coming from the Reyna, but a Leer is a Leer, right? It's not a complete flash, you can get rid of it, and so on. And I think that kind of worked against Team Italy in their offense or attacking attempts. Well, overall, spilled milk. And it's pretty much clear that Turkey won this game fair and square. And since it's a round-robin tournament, I do believe that, Team Italy needs to keep its hopes up.
Yeah, they certainly do, right? Still plenty more games of Valorant to be played, 4 in fact, when you look at all of the other teams. We do have the MVP ready for you for this first game that we have seen so far on the stream. Of course, we've got two more coming up later on, but no surprises here. Izzy will be the one to take that. 28 kills in the end, just shy of the 30 bomb that we were perhaps anticipating. But yeah, the Reyna runs rampant in this first map of the evening. I think just looking at some of the other Turkish players as well, Glove and iPop from Galacticos, comes back to something which Pavlos was saying during the cast that really sort of lingered with me, is that these are players which maybe, don't get too much screen time on the international stage or inter-regional stage, but they still come from a team which beat all of the big names that you expect in Turkey. S2G, Digital Athletics, the only one they didn't manage to get a result against was Fireflux. Izzy on Supermassive Blaze, another one of those teams that they beat. There is just so much quality here, even if you're not putting together, a 5-stack made of players from Footballist, from BBL. There's still so many more names that we can get excited about.
Yeah, definitely, and especially if we take a look at the nature of the game and how it has been conducted. So far, again, on the tactical level, this game has been, I wouldn't say stale, but let's say that it met the minimal requirement to have, a tactical aspect on the game. So this type of games is where players like Izzy, who are kill farmers, right? Essentially duelist players who are good at taking those fights, good at taking those duels, lethal, accurate when taking their aim, professional pixel clickers, which happens to be head pixels on the game, right? They shine the most. You've got a team setting up for you, you know that you have to go out and take that fight. Most of the time you would take that fight without any blinding ability from your opponent. There you go, you shine the most. Plus, if you saw, I think Izzy was the player on Team Turkey that was able to get that operator the most, which allowed him, I think he actually survived at least 3 times. He was able to save a weapon throughout the defensive stage, which actually allowed him to get those kills. Even if he didn't win the round for his team, he would actually inflict economical damage on his opponent, driving them to have a lower buyout for that round. So yeah, overall, well-deserved MVP for this player.
Yeah, Turkey definitely empowering their individuals and playing some more of those one-dimensional sort of Valorant rounds that we saw on the attacking side. Like we mentioned before, heavily stacking towards certain areas of the map and then building off that as the sort of map continues and as we head further into the round-robin stage, because a lot of these players perhaps won't have shared time with each other on the roster. Sort of like the guys were saying earlier, it's a bit of a mishmash, but still you can make it work. It's about having those good fundamentals to kick things off. I think that's something that will be tested in the next couple of games that we see later on. Which of these players, and maybe they have experience to sort of build off. I'm especially looking at Team UK with sort of 2 different cores from both Focus and Liquid that should be exceptional at doing exactly that. But sort of keeping that all together and even getting the coaches involved, right? We had some timeouts in the end. Geis was there, not having to step into the server as the 5th man this time, fortunately, but definitely giving a word of advice or two to his players.
Yeah, clearly, especially that, the timeouts were taken at very critical points in the game, right? So first timeout we had was nearing the end of the first half. Team Italy at that point lost a round that they should have won, given the buy that they had, given the position they had in the round, given how close they were to get that point. Losing such a round would usually impact your players negatively. Of course, indeed, as a coach, you will definitely not have the impact you would have with a team that you have been cultivated for an extended period of time. It's a little bit different to take that approach. An in-game leader will definitely not be able to rally his teammate at the same level, but it's nice to see that there are things that needs to be discussed within the game. And seeing that first timeout, another timeout that came from Team Turkey after Thrifty, if I'm not mistaken, the timeout that we had around the end of the game, the score was 11-7, 11-8. I'm not
11-8.
11-8. Okay, I wasn't far off the mark. I put the boundaries in here. In any case, a timeout at that critical point in time would actually allow you to look at how the game has been conducted, and it kind of made Team Italy at that time more predictable for Team Turkey. You could clearly see that the players were playing more into position, less out of position, less out of sight. They were baiting their opponents in. You'd have Team Italy pushing in, using their abilities, using those layers, using whatever they have as abilities to open sites. No result given. You're not baiting out an enemy. You're not baiting out any sort of ability from your opponent, and you're like left to dry. You're left to dry. There's nothing for you to do aside from dry peeking on your opponent on side. And guess what? Surprise! You're getting caught off corner. You're getting caught from an off angle. You're getting caught with an ability that you didn't expect. And that doesn't leave you with much for the after plan. So honestly, Turkey managed especially the defense side in an absolutely beautiful way in the last 3 rounds.
Yeah, they definitely did. I think you call back to what some of Italy were doing as well, playing those deeper site holds. They had a game plan, and it's circumvented around sort of those retakes, using the utility more. I think I saw someone in chat at one point saying, "Oh, I'm a Turkish fan, but they're not using any of the abilities; they're just shooting them." And when you give them those players that kind of confidence, then you're only going to expect one result. I mean, Ryan and Pavlos were talking about this just heading in. There's not much you can really say about an Ascent game, but when you know that it's a Turkish team playing, there's almost this big floating asterisk above your head that you're expecting them to just be taking these gunfights. And again, like I said, empowering those individuals. Izzy's operator, instead of the Jet, you don't have that timer on the tailwind. There's that slight intuition which you can forego in that sense, because you can just be a bit more comfortable on the fly. And having these flexible compositions is really going to be to the benefit of a lot of teams. We will perhaps see a bit more tactical depth as we move later on in this competition, but for now, as I stressed before, it's just keeping those fundamentals solid and having a good baseline from sort of which you can build your team.
Clearly, I'm completely agreeing with your statement. That's what would allow your team to build a solid basis. But again, speaking of a solid basis, I'm wondering, how was this basis built so quickly for Team Turkey? Because honestly, outstanding effort coming from them. Team Italy with a respectable effort, but I think we have some mysteries to know.
Hello?
Yeah, and as you can already hear, we have the interview prepared. Schnell, welcome to the stream. And firstly, congratulations. My initial question to you is, how does it feel to represent your country and get that first win?
I mean, so proud of me, to be honest. Like, I wasn't ready for this, like, because I just went, like, with the game changers, you know? Like, I was like, okay, I need to chill right now. And they just, hello, like, we have Spike Nations tournament. Can you come and can you just, like, play for Turkey? Like, I said, of course, why not? So it's unbelievable for me.
Interesting. And one question comes to mind here, Schnell. So first of all, hello and congratulations again on the first victory in Spike Nations.
Thank you.
Understandable that, okay, playing with players you're definitely not used to be playing with. How was the preparation for Spike Nation? How difficult was it to get that, tactic, that strategy, those reflexes running from the get-go?
I mean, in Turkey, like, everyone knows everyone, you know, so they are my friends as well. Like, we are playing ranked, like, if we have no prex, like, etc. So, like, the synergy, energy, like, every single thing was fine before. And we just started like, okay, let's go. Just win and just fight. That's all.
Yeah, keeping it nice and simple. And that's sort of like what the attack looked like as well. You guys were pretty free-flowing. But I'm curious, you say you're all friends. Who was the one nominated to be calling then? Or is it just kind of everyone pitches in ideas, we go with whatever the vibe really is, and we stay flexible?
I mean, of course, we have like IGL, like, who is, for team, it's Glow. He was like calling a lot, but of course, like, everyone has idea, like, okay, guys, let's do this, you know. Just not only Glow, but he was IGL.
Yeah, no, that's some really interesting insight. Thank you so much, Schnell, for joining us. And once again, congratulations on your first win. I'm sure that will be the first of many upcoming.
It's just beginning, guys. See you guys.
Thank you. A statement of intent. It is just the beginning for Team Turkey, of course. The first of many games which we have coming up. 2 more later on. The next, of course, a fixture as old as time itself. It's Team UK versus Germany coming after the break.
I shouldn't want you, I shouldn't need you, but I'm afraid that's not up to me. Cause when I hear you sing through my speakers, it's like my mind takes a hold of me. I've tried shutting you off for some time now, but I'm still hearing your voice in my head. Oh, I wish I was more than your fan now, and that your voice came from here in my bed. You're in my headphones, baby, in my headphones, baby, in my headphones, singing to me. You're in my headphones, baby, in my headphones, baby, in my headphones, making me bleed. You're in my
Welcome back to Spike Nations, where we have another European blockbuster lined up for you. This one, Team Germany versus Team UK. Two front runners for the competition in my mind, at the very least, Moon. So I'm looking forward to what they have to display for us here.
Definitely, this sounds like to be one of the most explosive and exciting games, at least for tonight, given that there are multiple names in here that already wrote their names since the time of old, since the beginnings of Valorant, right? And I do believe that, you know, having a crew here who is, according to what I heard, 2.5 British, right? I do believe that there's some kind of excitement that's difficult to tame before the game starts.
Hey, look, I leave my bias at the door here. I mean, the desk is almost like a different beast itself. I can maybe sort of whip the shirt open and it's got a Union Jack on it, but I'm not going to go that far. We can look at both of the teams that we've got here for you guys this evening, and it was one that I was speaking about a little bit earlier in terms of Team UK and this roster which they've built, because you've got, you know, teams past and present coming together in the form of Soulcast and Link as backers, far as Fish 1, 2, 3, then sort of coming into like Liquid as well. But yeah, we just have to wait and see.
Exactly, and while we're waiting and see Haza, I think that looking through the eyes of X throughout this game would be extremely insightful, and especially with the presence of Ryan.
Yes, our turn for insights and stuffs. Ryan, UK versus Germany. This is going to be an exciting one. I feel like these two teams competing in any sport ever has been, you know, a very highly anticipated event, and now we get to see it in Valorant.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those ones that, like, Team UK, in all sorts of different stuff, in all sorts of different esports when there's World Cups, like, there's that initial hype that builds around them just because of the innate talent that's on the roster. But do they always end up being the ones to clinch it out? Maybe not. Also, I told you that this was going to happen. And we almost did have sunset.
Man.
By Team UK banned it. So yeah, having words with Lewis after this as well. But
We're having a word with Lewis, with Aker, whoever's responsible of that sunset ban. Oh.
I mean, all of these teams want to play it. But I think for this, it's like, kind of like you said, a battle of the ages, I think, when it comes to sports. The World Cup is the thing that springs to mind. 1966 is the clear one. But this does kind of feel like, okay, this is a game the Team UK have to win. They should win, I think. But Germany, much like Italy, can't be underestimated. They have a lot of potential on this roster. A lot of players have actually done phenomenal work in Tier 2. And Team UK, Solcast and Link are on this team. That's good enough for me. Scala, I really like her, but she also was on the team that knocked Odd One out of Game Changers. So yeah, not too much of a fan of her in that sense, but you get the point. Like, it's like Team UK have everything going for them with this kind of squad. Your boy Lewis has been phenomenal. Lime has been great in Tier 2 with focus consistently, but it is up against Germany, so it's whether they can actually hold themselves to that standard and win a game that they should be winning if they want to win this tournament.
That is true. That is true. Inevitably, to be the best, you've got to beat the best. And this is a match. Well, we don't even know if the rankings stand in this way, but as analysts, as people who have seen the players of each team, these two seem like some of the most promising. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, we can also add to the picture, right? There's a lot of already inbuilt synergy within the UK roster itself, right? Solcast Link, ex-teammates. Your boy Lewis, Lime, ex-teammates. There's, and you know, the UK scene as a whole, everybody knows each other. Whether they play with each other or not is a different question. But we get to see the agents and myself. Hi.
Well,
right.
Yeah. We also get to see, like, so Team UK running like the normal comp. Scarlet, who is the duelist for the Rebels team in Game Changers. She was on that role. She's still playing it here, much like Chanel was in the last map. Solcast on the KO. Pretty much everybody playing the roles that they want to be playing. Germany going for something a little bit different. They're actually not having any forms of flashes at all, other than Lil Bob with the paranoia for nearsightedness. They're going to go in with the Sage too. So it's been a while since we've seen Sage used consistently on this map, especially a Sage and Killjoy together, because it's usually one or the other. So UK keeping it nice and simple, very vanilla, very just UK cuisine, very bland. yeah. Germany going for weird stuff. I know Zesht is watch partying, but I think he's watching the German broadcast. But this looks like a Zesht comp on the left hand side.
Yeah, it really does, doesn't it? I don't know, maybe he's rubbed off on Capio already and given him some ideas, who is, by the way, one of the ambassadors for this event, coaching the German side. But yeah, this is looking fairly interesting, like you said, in general, with the compositions. We talked a lot about the UK team, but something that you'd want to know for the German side as well. A lot of Tier 1 and Tier 2 experience, as in the likes of Masashi, Benny, Alorante, Leoson, and of course, from the Game Changer Sin, Lil Bob and Karina. Everybody looks to be high hitting. And I think when it comes to the composition of this roster, there's a lot of balance. Everybody's got their own role. It seems that there was thought behind the process, just like everything you consider German, or mostly. We're in the game. Germany on defense, UK on the attack. Let's get the show on the road.
It's going to be a fast PXQ from the look of it. And Scarlet just jumping out ahead of the smoke. Leosin takes her out, and the rest of the UK going to a standstill for the time being. Leosin activating the dash, wanted to try and get another fight, but is traded out in the end. Then he getting a kill, walling up, getting out. UK have to maybe reset go elsewhere.
And after the initial contact line, saying, yeah, I'm out of here. Not in quite that accent, but yeah. Valorant might be in trouble. Wary of presence. Slime is low. One bullet to the head does the job. Solcast, underarm flash. And it seems like Germany pick it up quite cleanly. 4 players remaining by the end of that round as well. And first blood goes to Germany.
Yeah, holding on nicely, just losing that one player. This is going to be the kind of thing, like, you naturally look at UK's comp and go, well, everybody should be playing this. This is the comp on Ascent. You can't really go wrong with it. But the problem is, as you saw there with Scarlet, just timings. Like, people being off a little bit coordination-wise can have such a big impact that it makes it very difficult for the rest of the team. I think that's kind of like Germany's plan with this comp. Just get a kill, slow them down, make them reset, and put the UK in a difficult spot. It's just going to be a Marshall in hands for Scarlet. The rest are on Eco.
And this mid-range sort of comp for UK, bit of a balance in regards to their game plan. Few options available to them, but for now, the cards are in the hands of the Germans. Already first kill their way, even though UK shows quite a lot of presence towards mid. An option towards Catwalk seems the one they'll be following.
So much control for Germany. Really good positions as well. Full A main control. All the Team UK looking to go through short and tree to try and get through. But Germany have all of this information. And the wraparound is commencing. So UK just trying to cut noise, maybe sow a couple of question marks around the map. But as you're seeing on the mini-map, Germany have all of the information. They've got them surrounded.
They're chilling. Eliasson, even though it was spotted, doesn't want to come out on top. UK struggling.
The only gun they had.
30 seconds left.
That is true. That is true. They can't turn back to pick it up now, so Soka's trying to make the best out of the ghost he is given. Link, Marshall now. But instead decides to be a cowboy for this one. VALORANT, he deals with it, and just like the previous round, 4 players alive. Germany continue their streak.
It's good to see Sulcas and Link playing again. I mean, I think tournaments like this, even though it's not like VCT, it's not like, you know, it's not champions, it's still good for the players to be able to play in officials after, well, I imagine for people like Link and Sulcas, it's been a fairly long off-season so far. Like Link especially, because Tier 2 ended a little bit earlier than Tier 1. So having the opportunity to sort of play, to just get some more experience in, is super handy. But now UK have the full buy, playing up against the bonus. Don't want this to get out of hand. Kind of need to pick up this round, it feels.
Yeah, if anybody knows the name of Fish123, you're the real OG. Back when Sulcas and Link started their project together with what was known later on as a Team Liquid squad. God, time flies past. Slime, double kill, spray down. And as simply as that, UK finally have got an advantage in a round.
Yeah, just holding this angle. Alarm bot to see if anybody else is going to push up. Good control, but Germany's call here is really nice. Like, okay, we're being pushed up B. Let's see if we can get some information on A. They double peek out, they catch Link alone, and they get a gun upgrade. So even though the advantage is still there for UK when it comes to weapons and numbers, Germany have responded to this nicely. Never mind.
Never mind. How quickly the cookie crumbles. And in this case,
Spike planted.
UK
Player standing.
clear control. Lime, he's got an opportunity for an ace here and gets it. The first ace of the tournament goes to Lime.
Really important one too. I mean, you've still got a couple of players that have not picked up a kill yet, Lewis and Scarlet. But I mean, they're 2 orbs now away from having a lockdown. And Germany still have the buy because it was a bonus. They're still able to get a little bit of damage done. Not really buying up into something like an operator just yet. Don't have quite the funds for that. But they do have an Odin in the hands of Masashi. Lime needs to be a little bit more careful if he's going to play towards there. But right now, just looking more towards like a mid-way lean for the default. And aggression again from Germany pushing A main.
Quick traderoo out to the right-hand side. But mid-present is what the team of the United Kingdom is going for. Lewis is going forwards on his own with a spike. Thankfully for Team UK, he's not going too deep.
Yeah, he's just holding. I think the plan for UK is break the alarm bot and then be reset back towards A. And they know that Germany is pushing, fighting for A main a lot more. So it was just a case of, okay, Aldron, break the alarm bot, wait for that push, get that player advantage. And now they can go for this execute. Lil Bob is kind of stuck on their own here and has to fight them all on their own.
Come on, Lil Bob. What can you do here? It's got Valorant to help out. Ooh, both Valorant and Lil Bob get a kill apiece. So it does stabilize the playing field. With 35 seconds remaining, UK have to move in quickly, especially given that Valorant is going all the way around here, trying to put some pressure on. But the spike will be going down, and we'll be looking into a retake here.
I'm trying to think, sort of roll between a rock and a hard place at this point. I'm gaining information. Soulcast has it all to do.
A.
The wallbang kill, massive. Not much time. Soulcast, where do you decide to plant this?
10 seconds
gotta
left.
stay-
So scared of being wallbanged.
Oh, shock dart doing damage. Musashi's gonna stay and wait until he finds an opportunity to wallbang, isn't he?
He needs to reload too. 7 bullets.
He doesn't care. Headshot's what he needs.
What's hit him?
Maybe a couple
comes
of
on him.
bullets behind, and there you have it. A bullet between the eyes, and it's Soulcast to win the clutch for Team United Kingdom.
I mean, the recoil bot was literally on his sternum at that point. Like, he just had to deal with it. All of that information given up, but just holds his own, holds his composure. Another good early round for the UK. Like, just taking that mid control, breaking the alarm bot, forcing Germany to take some really awkward fights. But good damage done from Lil Bob, actually holding in that spot. Made it a lot closer. But Germany's economy's broken. Looking to push mid from the sounds of it.
Yeah, well, a nice smoke will deter at least some of the mid presence. Very lenient towards the B side. This attack. A ball of strength and firepower. Gives him the first pick and the entry to the B site. Link does lose out on his life early on, but that was on a different front, and potentially a gun to be collected here by Benny. Like, at least there's room given over to the UK to get the spike planted down.
Yeah, Soulcast just staying in A main. The alarm bot's going to watch the flank, and that's what Benny's going to be attempting this round, going all the way in behind. The weapons that Germany have, maybe there's a bit more damage they could do. Benny's still having a Vandal. Hoping to maybe feel like they could get a flank on, but the alarm bot gives them up. Soulcast is there to respond. Can't quite win the fight. There's still a lot more to do for Germany.
Not quite sure. Maybe it would have been worth for Soulcast to enable his null command, and there wouldn't be any abilities able there for Germany to use, but that isn't the case. Still, United Kingdom make it work with just sheer firepower. No utility needed, just their bullets. There you go. They find the lead.
Good stuff again. Musashi just wanted to try and go for that fight. Still like a little bit of damage done in the end for Germany, but nothing that's really going to freak the UK out too much, especially with these big ultimates coming online. Like null command, lockdown, go in for another B execute, right with one of these two ultimates. And this could mean that Musashi, even though he has the Odin, might get more than he bargained for here.
You are powerless.
Now it's one putting pressure towards the stairs player, but that reallocation from VALORANT allows for the early pickup on Scarlet. Untraded, they start to move forwards. VALORANT taking back the position that he was holding on earlier on. Still, United Kingdom with a player less find their way onto the site. Lockdown, that's going to put a lot of trouble onto the plate of UK. As Germany, with VALORANT, start to move on forwards. Runs out of bullets. It will take a while for that lockdown to go down, but still, they do get the kills eventually in Germany, looking to square things up straight away as soon as they're given the chance.
Fantastic round from VALORANT. Like movement on the map as well. The response to the Team UK pulling out the null command, going for a fast B execute. Both the Killjoy and the Silver were on site. They were bunkered up. They had the right positions to hold for it. And it was just a meat grinder for the UK once they broke their way in. Like here, you could see Scarlet just trying to go in. VALORANT is in the right spot to try and counter that kind of play. And just good fights won overall.
Enemy remaining.
The big rounds for the UK here using null command and lockdown still doesn't quite go their way. And the time that's actually going to come in from PAL, I imagine, from the UK.
Ooh, I wonder. You're right. Oh, no, it's not. It's from Team Germany. So it could very much be...
Why? Are you doing?
They just got to pick. Kuba. Let's see what Kuba's got cooking up.
I mean, the thing is, like, what do you even say about it here? Like, the UK, like, every response from Germany has been a solid one. Like, even though it's not worked out in some instances, I really like seeing teams on defensive ascent. Like, if we're being threatened on B main, the A players have freedom to go and just walk up on A main to see if they can get any information. Especially if there's two players, if it's Benny and Lil Bob going together to fight a player potentially defaulting on their own. It's so worthwhile to do those kind of things. Like, Germany's ideas have been solid. UK have had some really good stuff too. It's just been that coordination factor. And Lewis hasn't got a kill yet. which I don't mind ribbing on Lewis too much because it's Lewis. Like, he gives as good as it gets. So,
But he's the reason why it's a United Kingdom squad and not England.
yeah.
Right?
I mean,
so you might as well
yeah.
represent Wales here, Lewis. What are you doing?
If you said for this tournament it was Team England, I think Lewis would purposefully be on 0 kills. I think he's just standing in a corner, like just AFK for the game.
Just
yeah, he's
for
doing it.
grudge.
Do it for Wales, you know.
Do it for Wales, Lewis. Come on. I'll tell you what, Lewis. If you manage to get if you manage to get an ace this round, let's make it Team Wales instead of Team UK. All right? I'll see what I can do. I'll work my
That's
magic.
what we need to do, yeah. I think all other teams do attend the finals, even though it's the top 4 that make the semi-finals.
Yeah. Even if you don't make the top 4, you play like a show match or something?
Yeah, Team UK should come out in like full like Welsh jerseys. Like rugby, football, doesn't matter.
Oh, yes, they
Just
should.
full kits, the shorts, long socks, everything.
That would be quite the sight. But for now...
Yeah, the money...
Yeah, go
still
ahead.
Good. Like, it's one of these cases where now the big ultimate's out there. You've already lost Scarlet. The operator was seen mid before, but the Osen's done well to just change up their position. Watching B main, Germany look comfortable. Like, I really don't believe that they called the timeout last round because it's business as usual. They have the right information in the right spots.
Yeah, but it's not in a very timely fashion here for UK. Quite slow with it. 18 seconds, have yet to make an appearance on any site. Instead, moving towards mid from Solkaz. He's the deeper of a lot, as well as a very sneaky Lewis, trying to go all the way around. But can he account for the player right behind him? No, he cannot, but maybe it doesn't matter because he gets 2 before it even comes down to that. Spike going down, but interrupted. No spike plant going in the way of the United Kingdom, meaning the round goes to Germany.
Oh, it's a shame as well because the late lurk from Lewis did so much to cause that disruption, to find an opening. But I think, I don't know who it was that was playing actually backside on B that just bought so much time and got the kill just as the spike was planted. But the UK were a player down that were just trying to find an opening for some space to exploit and to move around it. But just time was not on their side here. They still have a buy. They have half armor that they're working with here. Lewis is going to buy up as well here. But Ultimate's not really too much to work with, and the economy is getting stronger and stronger for Germany. We also still have an operator going to be playing in mid again.
Nowhere to run!
Scarlet on her own, moving up into Cat. But it's Link with first blood. But Germany have already spent so many players to the defense on this side. Oh, Benny puts a wall to his problem instead of shooting. That's a very unorthodox way to approach the game, but still, it is the United Kingdom to come out on top in this fight. I was about to say double the amount of players alive, but no. Instantly, it's Musashi alone with an operator at hand, having and forcing to save.
Yeah, without a second hesitation, Musashi picks up the op and Scarpa's a good execute. Lewis has got off the board at the very least. Nice shot that kill towards the end, and you can see the blue crosses on the map, just how quickly they were able to snowball after getting that first kill. And that's the thing with Germany's comp, with the Sage Wall, any stuff for Killjoy, just how much it can stall and slow you down overall. Scarlet gets information here, but bear in mind, look at the economy of the UK. It's not too amazing. So if they all died to the operator one by one...
They're going to knife him, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're going to knife him. Oh, Soulcast, why do you have to be the party pooper?
He knows that the money's looking a little bit rough. Like, it's something that they need to keep track of, and especially on attack, just getting as many of these rounds as possible is good. And just, yeah, Team UK, like, let's just fight them with our faces. Like, let's not worry about coordinating utility as much. Let's just take the Angels because we know that we can win them.
Yeah, fair enough. They have been winning them, haven't they?
It's been a day of Killjoys as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, and especially... Oh, are we on the new patch, by the way, with Cypher being buffed up?
I don't think so. It might be the patch with ISO, but I think... I don't know, actually.
If production could inform us on that real quick, that'd be great. But yeah, if it was a new patch, I would have already expected some Cyphers being picked up, but no, Killjoy is the name of the game, apparently.
I mean, especially for VALORANT.
Yeah. And for UK, since Aker is behind the scenes, so you would have expected.
Doesn't
That dog put
Valorant have a
everyone in.
famously low sensitivity? Or is it super high? It's one of the two.
I do not remember. Germany coming out on shot. Look at Lil Bob go. 5 HP to an aim, but quickly replenished.
Yeah, it's just that old fish 1-2-3 core of Soulcast and Link. I mean, all to do here. Soulcast was trying to find a fighting shot before, and Link's come in to save the day. Breaks that silent line of Leosin, so the operator's out of the server, at least for now. But literally only for a few seconds as the resurrect. He's actually going to bring back Valorant. So still numbers favor for Germany. And they're banking on the right site here as well. Misashi's on the B site, ready and waiting for these two to make their way in.
They need a pick. Oh, Timmy the turret is going to make the ordeal a little bit more difficult. Smoke will
Still gonna go
cover
for
it.
10 seconds left.
Musashi at the back of the site. They know he's there, but Musashi is good for one. And he's good for the second. Saves the site for Germany and gives his team the lead.
Yeah, all he needed to do now, it's looking similar to like the last game that we saw with Turkey. It's like now the confidence is starting to go to the defensive side. It's looking harder and harder for the UK to find an opportunity. Now I think they have to eco as well, which makes things even worse. But they're just losing way too many people too early on in the half, or in the round even. And then it's just difficult for them to... I'm not quite sure who's going to be IGLing for this, if anybody's strictly for the UK. But it's hard to mid-round call and work out what to do here, because Germany just have so much pressure all across the map.
That is true.
Oh, they're in.
I feel for Germany it's a little bit easier to figure out who's IGLing. Benny is the only, like, by default IGL out of the players picked up.
Oh, the recon actually gets so much information in the end.
Oh, wow.
And
Down A.
Spike's lost under hell too. This wall is just so annoying for UK to play around to actually get in onto the site. You can see it from the minimap, just Scarlet having to veer off to the right-hand side so much. And Germany actually having a super solid way of capitalizing off of this.
It was fairly anticlimactic how quickly that round just fell through the fingers of UK. Germany were really quick to stop that attack. And it was all off of the back of Valorant. A couple of kills there, little bob to the back of the site. Clean.
I mean, the UK have managed to just keep putting these buys together. Now there's a UK timeout from Pal coming in, and a good time for it really to... Not too bad overall, even if this ends up as an 8-4 half for Germany. It's still more than doable once the Team UK get onto their defensive side. Things should feel a little bit easier to work with. You're not having to really time every bit of utility and every call as well. And obviously Germany, no flashes on their comp. With 2 Sentinels, it's going to feel defensive-sided. So once Germany's comp goes on attack, will it start to fall apart a little bit there? I mean, Valorant is still top fragging, so maybe they just carry that form into the attacking half and we're done with the second series of the day in pretty quick fashion.
Turret out.
When was the last time at least England played Germany in a football game?
Oh, I
feel like it's a
remember
while ago.
once. I remember.
I remember
was quite
4-1.
young.
Get out of my way.
Yeah, 4-1 where basically a UK goal that was clearly a goal got denied. I remember that one. Back when VAR wasn't a thing.
Euro 2021, as I just said. I don't remember it.
I don't remember that one.
I know Germany as a football team have not really had the best results. Like, I think the World Cup last year, Germany went out in groups.
All right.
Which hasn't happened for however many years.
Hazza says England won. That's what I remember. Euro 2021. Fair. Yeah, it's always a good match against these two countries. Whatever the sport.
Was that the year we lost to Italy in the grand final?
Yes, it is. Sad times.
Good times.
Italy is in this tournament as well.
That's true. I mean, yeah, like...
We could take our revenge.
Or we could just get drubbed by all of the regions in this tournament to make them all our enemies. That could also work.
Fun.
I mean, there's only one rifle here for Soulcast, who's going to be in. Bladestorm is active for Scarlet. Took a bit of a time to sort of heat up and find an opening, but really it's just been a stone wall from Germany to actually stop UK getting in onto any of these sites. Even though the spike's going to get planted, Lewis is down to pretty low health. Soulcast is fighting for his life, trying to get out, drops the gun. Nobody can use it now.
I think what UK were gunning for this round was getting the plant down. Maybe find some spoilers of war, get a couple of kills, but no, actually no kills. A flawless round by Germany. And the goal of getting the spike down was at least accomplished for the United Kingdom.
Flawless.
Forced out a couple of ultimates as well, got the lockdown through. Resurrection was used in the last round as well, so it means that, like, for these last round that we're going to be seeing here, not really many ultimates on offer for Germany. A Hunter's Fury maybe for Masashi, but saying that, UK need to get something on board. Like, if they can get the lockdown in for Lime, that'd be a good way to make the 7-5, which is very doable going on to the defensive half for UK next half. I do wonder what the call is for... I wonder if any of the players are actually streaming their perspective. So I'd be curious to see what Paul was saying in the timeout.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, we could have potentially heard what was happening in the timeout for Germany, but we wouldn't understand much.
Goodness, Ash.
We can ask Ash, bring him on.
So much information was got from that KO knife that came in from Soulcast. Like 3 in mid, and Germany, as a response, are now having those 3 players push mid to try and take these fights. Scarlet is under maybe more pressure than she anticipated, but VALORANT doesn't clear the blind spot that she's playing in. Masashi is still constantly trying to push up and take that fight, and now it's a 2 versus 2.
I mean, even though at the end of the day Scarlet did end up falling, she delayed them massively, so it'll take some time until the players are ready to take on this A-side attack. But with the time dwindling, gotta move on quickly. Hunter's Fury for your boy Lewis. I wonder if a more defensive position is taken because of it. Recon to the back of the site. Forced to be broken by Leosin. Hunter's Fury preemptive. They fake it. They fake the Hunter's Fury just to make them peak. And Link delivers on both fronts and lets UK get the final round of the half, finishing it all 7-5.
Yeah, it was a bit of a touchy half, like a rough start for the UK overall, but getting those 5 rounds of attack, more than doable to turn this around. Germany, though, pretty impressive. Like, not only have they come out with a pretty interesting look with the strategy of having the Killjoy and the Sage, clearly they've worked on it. Like, they have some really good ideas and they're bouncing off of each other really nicely. I'm curious on how it's going to work on the attacking side, however. And it's looking like they're just going to go for potentially a fast B execute or really put those bodies into mid.
Yeah, we'll get to see if there's any full placed effort or thought into this game for both of these teams. Whether any preparation was made. But for now, Germany, fairly passive.
Yeah, I was going to say the Scarlet's like making a presence known at least, trying to fight in for short. And in that time, yeah, UK actually do a really good job of clearing B main. They take out VALORANT.
Yeah, I think VALORANT, what it was trying to do there was trying to sell a fake, but at the end of the day, with UK clearing it out, they can just safely move towards the safe site, knowing that no one else is nearby. Soulcast spotting out everyone, barely getting away with 24 points of health. Scarlet finding the entry, and Link keeps on giving. So UK haven't dropped a single player. And they don't seem like they want to give out on a single player either.
Well, the recon has pretty much booked him in.
That is true. Oh, I love the attempt from Scarlet to go for the knife there. Respectable, but no. Not achieved this time around. UK, though, get the pistol win.
She heard us. She heard us talking about it earlier on in the show.
Legend.
But yeah, I mean, again, that was just really solid stuff. Like this adjustment of both Soulcast and Link taking A main, taking that fight against Little Bob, who was on their own. Really good stuff from Team UK to not over panic, good information. And the Soulcast almost gets taken out with a overextension, like a wide peak with the knife, right? But they did well to sort of hold on and did it cleanly overall. No real force up. Like Germany couldn't really get too much damage done. They get the plant and Benny gets 1 kill, but not enough damage done to warrant a force up, so they're just on pistol still.
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out.
This is fun.
No more silver.
Looking at national teams playing up against each other. I want to see more of this in the off seasons. More teams as well. I'm just going through all the scenarios in my head. Imagine if there's a Russian team, how strong that would be. Imagine if you line up an all Brazilian team. How fun will that be?
Oh, I'd love a World Cup in VALORANT.
Yes,
that'd be
that
so
would
much fun.
be so great. Imagine it doesn't have to be every year. Every 2 off seasons, we'd have a World Cup. Doesn't have to be every time, right?
Gun here.
Wouldn't that be brilliant?
What would be your like sleeper country to do well in a global World Cup?
Look, I feel like there's a lot of countries. Well, not.
There's only one
I feel
answer.
like
There's only one answer. Lithuania. like no, seriously. Like you got like Sender, Destrian. Like you've got core players there. Naturally, I think like China would be a clear one as well. Not America, not Canada. Like they'll be average at best.
We don't talk about North America here.
Yeah.
This is an EMEA stream. That'd be brilliant.
Can we as a region rag on Americas as much because they won champs?
It was a fluke.
Yeah. Maybe.
We don't count that.
It's also still just fun.
That is also true. All right, this time around, there are some weapons available for both of the sides, although admittedly, Germany's got a better end of it.
Turrets destroyed.
So far, again, like UK are trying to not get bullied off of these positions. They have the worst weaponry. Just trying to use it to get information, really. Two players over on the B site, 2 anchoring towards A, and it's actually a ghost that opens up. VALORANT yet again caught on that B lurk by these players over on Team UK.
Scarlet, what a shot.
30 seconds left.
Oh, Link's position's been given up.
It really has, but doesn't matter when Skylight's got the high ground like this. Ooh, great peek by Benny. Lightning fast. Germany, though, they need to find their way back in, and Masashi's missing out on the shots line. We'll just hold still, putting enough pressure as it is. Reload needed. Spike goes down. A chance for Germany.
They're just holding on for as much as possible. Aldron's giving them good information that they're not really going to get flanked in from heaven. So just battling it out as much as possible here. UK time is starting to become more and more of an issue as this goes on. The recon dart is going to clear out some of these closer corners. But still waiting.
Down. Benny's got to do it alone, and so far, 2 beautiful kills. Will it be a third? Oh, it's going to be a spectacular triple for the clutch. Benny putting his team and country on top.
Look at his camera. He's only just started smiling now. Look at the focus on this man's face as he does this. Look at his reaction after winning an insane 1 versus 3 clutch. Typical German reaction. Nothing. Nothing. It's just a normal day. Normal day of work in the office.
It's just a walk in the park. I don't know what it sounded like.
Why? He sounded more like a pirate. What was that?
I'm sorry, Benny.
I'm gonna play the Sage over on the A site. Like that's. I don't think it really works that way, but
no, you're right. You're right.
I mean, it forces PAL for an early timeout here, and like I think up until like UK had all of the control yet again. Like Link was in a really good spot on A main. Like even though he gets recon, he's still doing loads of damage, and it was a 3 versus 2 for Team UK. And then a 1 versus 3 that they end up losing. And it's Germany having a timeout. I can't keep up with... we need to ask Zesh what was being said here. It's like, yeah, just more of that, please, Benny.
Is he watch partying this?
I think so, yeah.
All right, if people are seeing this, go tell them to text us what they're saying. Oh, I mean, I don't know if he actually would even know. Well, he wouldn't really, but he can guess. He's a smart man.
At least the buy is still there for UK. In fact, the money is actually pretty good, all things considered. It was a bonus for UK as well, so it's not like really there was too much resting on that round in particular. The Scout having the operator, playing that towards mid, is smoked off and having to readjust. But the old Team Liquid UK players are making their way and fighting in EMEA yet again.
Here.
Germany slow and steady. Okay, a little bit careful not to overstep and overstay their welcome. Solcast's first contact, but instead it's Scarlet with first blood. 35 seconds on the clock. Germany has to act quickly. Leaning towards that left-hand side. 2 players defending for the Brits.
30 seconds left.
Look at Lime. If he gets his kill, that's a spike.
But UK keeping up the pressure on all fronts. And just like that, Germany in big trouble.
Placing sentry.
Lime just trying to hold on. Even if he goes down, he does have the support now. Soulcast is running in. He cleans it up nicely. Again, like the positioning from UK is just hard to break. Just take, oh, if we're being pushed mid, we're going to take B main. We're going to have a nice little, really ratty off angle to play out of. And these like splits that have been attempted from Germany are always just ill-timed. The players coming in from short or mid are always so far ahead of the main players that UK could just take a fight, 2 versus 1, kill that main player who sometimes has the spike and stuff like that happens. Eco required for Germany again.
Oh, quick approach from Lewison early on.
Suppressed now. Now it's the tough question of, do we still commit even though they know that we're here, or do we try and reset and do something else?
It's been a little bit quiet from Lewison this game, hasn't it? I feel like other players from his team has been shining, and I mean, obviously he's playing a bit of an off role, flexible, I guess. He'll play anything, but he's usually second entry rather than first.
Not ready.
So maybe that's a hindrance on the side of Germany for now, but they're having fun with it. That's the good part.
It's a fun tournament.
Yeah, just try things out. Give it a go.
I mean, Brits don't try anything. Should call this honestly like just the sort of lemon and herb Nando's comp for UK with the
30 seconds left.
I can
keep
definitely.
it bland and simple.
Yeah, they're like, if we can't bring football home, we might as well bring Valorant.
1 enemy remaining.
And at least again, it's been clean. Not really too much of a buy-up for Germany, but UK keeping control of this as much as they possibly can. Ultimate's now going to start becoming a thing now that we're sort of midway into the second half. And really now it's like Germany, they've already called a timeout at this point. There's no other opportunity for them to come into the server. Like, is it Kube that's doing it? The coach for Germany?
Yeah, Kuba and Capio.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't sure if Kuba was the ambassador or not, because there's coaches and ambassadors, for example.
Yeah, I confuse those two roles as well. I don't think we've got the memo on that.
The ambassadors are the clout people. For example, Aka is the ambassador for Team UK and probably watching this.
That is
hey,
true. Hi, Aka. But I'm sure they might have had a word with the players as well. Because why wouldn't you?
I mean, also, I think that maybe we're not on a new patch, because surely if it was like Cypher being good, Aka would have been like, yo, use all of these setups. Like, I've got you covered. So
that is true. That's why I was thinking, why isn't Lai playing Cypher? I'm sure Aka would have been all up on his case to just make him play Cypher in his lineups. But I guess not today. Lime's word is superior for now. Oh, Lime's in trouble though. Speak of him. And the rest of UK is in trouble as well. Look at Germany. Squaring things up 2v2. Sokas on the hot seat. And Musashi takes care of him. It's clean. And how the table has turned.
This was a 4 versus 2 for the UK. And now Link has to clutch it. He's been known for these kind of clutches before. It's been a while since we've seen him in the Team Liquid jersey that he's got in the picture. But he can't quite make it work here. Musashi shuts it down. And again, that just felt like the UK had control over that. But just as soon as things started to go quiet, UK players got a bit overzealous, overextended a little bit. And a 4-player versus 2-player advantage went downhill very quickly. Very well played from Musashi to turn that one around, especially.
Starting to see quite a lot of ultimates available on both sides. Lockdown and potential counter to it. The Hunter's Fury from Musashi. A few game changes for sure. Oh, Pearson. Out of the bat again. And of course it's your boy Lewis with a Nolan to take him down.
Your duty is not over.
Benny, the evil mastermind, stone cold killer. It's always the sages. They just have psychopath moments in the server. Just use the resurrect. So it's a 5 versus 5 still at least. For ultimate, Slime still has the lockdown, but he's going walking here. The Eldron might have actually helped him out a little bit because he was about to walk into a lot of danger. Backs out, 2 players anchoring on the site with a little bit of support from Soulcast and CT. Like good positions for the UK to be in. Germany might consider going elsewhere. 50 seconds left.
Can't use that yet.
Yeah, but Germany don't freeze. Instead, they turn their attention towards mid. Oh, this is a cheeky position by Scarlet.
Yeah.
And there you go.
But look
Great
at the
pick.
off angle from Link as well.
That is
This
true.
is a very scary, aggressive position. Gets one, paranoias, but the resets come in. And just every ratty position you could think of, Team UK are playing in.
Yeah, as soon as they're given a chance to find an off position, to catch them off guard, they just take it. And it comes out on top. Germany, a lot of fidgeting, a lot of moving up and down on the map, and not quite making the decision of where they are going to be initializing on their approach, or committing, if you will. So yeah, that's going to be around for the UK, and the first team to actually make double digits.
Scanning ahead.
Holding on for dear life for those guns. And the last couple of rounds have been pretty much all Team UK, it feels like. But really, there's not enough money to buy up here, so it's just those free guns that were saved, and that's looking kind of it. Yeah, every player from Team UK having a nice spot. Link on the off angle in tree. Your boy Lewis pushing all the way into B main. Scarlet with a nice off angle with the operator.
I'll tell you what,
Without
Ryan.
any flashes,
games-
it's so hard to clear them.
That is true, but I think these games have been so insanely close. I don't think we expected such results so far.
Blocking sight.
Game Turkey versus Italy, also fairly close up until the end. And here again, both of these teams going blow for blow.
Yeah. So far, it's been a really good engagement. We've got Spain versus France after this as well, which are 2 other solid favorites for this tournament.
Banger.
So, yeah. And to an extent, France are trying to retain their crown. It was Benelux that won it last year.
Yeah, just yesterday.
But I mean, that squad had IDEX, Scream, and Navera on it, which this team is still pretty good, but Benelux's squad last year was really something else.
On target.
Musashi getting up aggressive in the faces, catches out Lime, and the Hunter's Fury is going to clear out this lockdown, so Germany can hold their positions. UK have to find another way to retake onto the site.
Ooh, and UK are a bit disjointed on their efforts to approach and end up falling. Well, multiple players falling. So Germany will be able to pick up the pace and square things up straight after. Ooh, nice little double from Link. Is there a chance? No way, right? There's no time. There's no place to go. Leoson finds the shot in the end, and there you go. Double digits per side, 10-10.
Yeah, really good response from Germany there. Just didn't have all that much to work with in the end, but just knew that they had to make a play, had to push up a little bit. And kind of like you said, like the coordination for the UK was off there. Like defense has been a lot more comfortable for Team UK just because they've had a bit more freedom to sort of do what they want. As soon as they're put into a retake position, utility time becomes a factor again, and that could be a big challenge. UK still have a buy, looking to maybe just have a KO flash and have the Omen push up. Actually, look at Link. He's in his one way, and he actually gets a kill from VALORANT because of the recon dart thrown in from distance from Lewis.
Just Link doing Link things. And finally
like
a bit of set
extra.
play working out, exactly. And again, Link doubles up. Musashi tried to punish by pushing forwards, but it's Link to come out on top. Leoson trying to punish, successful in doing so. But now, Scarlet's so close, Leoson has to take the fight. And he comes out on top. 2 players left onto the A site still. Soulcast to the bottom. Your boy Lewis very close. Soulcast finds one. Tries to find vengeance for his teammates, but it's not quite enough. Leaving Lime on the hot seat.
I mean, that was a great flash that comes in from Lil Bob and a really impactful fight for them to win. Lime 1 versus 2. Both these players are stuck in hell, but I don't know if Lime is aware of that just yet. That's a rough idea, just trying to wallbang. Is to do a little bit more damage, and Germany just holding on as much as they possibly can. Lime seeing the top of the cap from Little Bob, but they're still just holding on. Leosa takes the fight in the end, and Germany retake the lead.
Now that could have been a close one. Yeah, but props to Germany for giving all the respect in that final moments of that round, right? Not giving the peak, not giving Lime an inch to work with, and truly trying to hold on to this round and make it their own. I mean, we saw Team UK falling victims to their own devices moments before, and it's good to see that Germany isn't making the same mistakes as their opponents are.
Yeah, and you have to look at it from Team UK's perspective. They're taking the time out now. That was another 5 versus 3 that they lost. They get the first 2 kills, and they still lose the round just because of Germany making these like really nice mid-round calls. Like they absolutely bull rush Scala. Like she doesn't expect them to be that close, and then just the utility that came out of Lil Bob, the flash that allowed the kill onto I think it was Link that was playing on site, and then winning that fight against Soulcast that was playing in Hell. Just to turn around to be able to do that. Really good performance from her. And the UK were pretty much in full control before. The last couple of rounds have just not been clean. Ever since that 5 versus 2, it's looked really awkward for Team UK since.
Yeah. This time out, hopefully for them, will have brought them right back in. Slap to the face, I guess, for each of them. Trying to shake it off. Shake it off. That's a Canadian way to say off. Next, UK still got weapons in the bag.
Cover going out.
Can they close that out? Very aggressive from Germany towards the right-hand side to initialize that round, but very similar to how Turkey was approaching their game against Italy. They freeze right after.
So many plays been made from Hell so far. Just players sort of stuck in that position. This time Soulcast is playing. Aldrin doesn't connect onto him, and he just domes Lil Bob through the smoke.
As simple as that. Oh, struggles on the second though. Leoson has come back alive. He's been absent the first half, but now the second one he's connecting his shots, but not when your boy Lewis can put Wales and the United Kingdom on his back. Benny, all that is left. UK might have been able to get themselves out of a sticky situation here. They're looking to equalize, not allowing Germany to get onto match point. After all, it is a best of 1. Every round matters.
All that time being bought for Lime to go in. I'm still nervous when I see Benny in the server. He's already 1-on-1 versus 3. What's a 1 versus 4? But so good from Team UK here. Soulcast a little bit lucky to get the kill through the smoke, but good ultimate, and Lewis just capitalizing off of it. All of these players are suppressed on the attacking side. Made it very easy cleanup for Lewis there.
So finally, UK able to break the streak.
Get out of my way!
The drought of rounds they've been having. Hey, we get to see that one again. How nice. But it's a split effort towards the left-hand side. It's the B side they're going for. Lime, right after his alarm bot pops off, goes in and grabs a double. And gets away with it. He's got on away with a murder riot.
These are kind of advantages, though, for UK have been squandered a little bit. So still, Germany trying to get some damage done. Scarlett's got some good information here. Not necessarily being cleared, but traded by Lil Bob. The 2 players from the UK still bunkered up on this B site. Germany actually do have space that they could try and take CT if it wasn't for Soulcast flanking around, but he loses the fight, and now Germany have the freedom to go over towards the A site.
Yeah, this is definitely giving them a space to breathe for Germany here. Your boy Lewis, though, finds his way onto the A site, and he's going to have to do a lot of work to keep his team alive in this one. He's all by himself.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, gets it.
Spike
They don't
down
expect him
A.
there. Leoson delivers. Good, accurate shot, but he's only got 30 points of health to work with.
30
Lincoln
seconds
Lime
left.
playing this together. The trade work from UK definitely favour them. Leoson doesn't check his corner, and there you go. UK turn up with a second consecutive round, and that will put them onto match point.
Yeah, just the aggression again from Team UK, Lime especially, just finding so much in B main, but it's still kind of like touch and go mid rounds that Germany have been able to turn doomed situations into something that's possible. It's also really nice from like your boy Lewis, just take his time, knowing that time was low,
One enemy remaining.
just to get the player whilst he's
Spike down
planting.
A.
I still feel that this reeks of overtime for me, Pavlos. Like, Germany don't really have the ultimates to make something happen here. But they do have Benny. They do have Benny that can pull some stuff out. He has been a little bit quiet, though, this half.
When there is Benny, there is faith. And when there is no Benny, there is no faith. Run for the hills. Okay, sorry. Benny dies. So the faith for Germany has to be placed elsewhere.
Scarlett wanted to go and fight for this a little bit more. Actually does get the pick onto Leoson, who thought that there was a bit more of an opening. Maybe thought that some of the other German players were able to clear that angle, that didn't expect them to necessarily be there. So Scarlett gets a nice kill to begin with, adjusts their position towards B, and the rest of Team UK ready and waiting on A.
Oh, this has got to hurt for Germany. Oh, they know, they can sense they're so close to getting this game into overtime. They just need to collect this round, but nothing is going their way. Losing players left and right. It's not easy.
Oh, no, they're going to line up. Of course they're going to line up.
Oh, the turnaround could be here for VALORANT, but no, his reload keeps him vulnerable. And your boy Lewis comes out on top. A double to end it all. United Kingdom versus Germany, 13-11.
I mean, it was close. We wanted it to be close in the end. And there were certainly instances where I think UK were looking a little bit sloppy, especially in their attacking side. A really rough start for them to begin with. But they took control. And I think for both sides, even though Germany lost this one, they're going to be kicking themselves a little bit. It's still promising for the rest of this tournament. But so far, we've seen some really close games of these teams looking incredibly scary so far. So it's really going to be hard to gauge which of these 6 teams in this tournament are going to make those top 4.
That is true. That is true. It's making us scratch our heads a bit and wanting us to see more action from other teams as well, right? France and Spain right after this. That's going to be an exciting one. And as you alluded to earlier, another couple of favorites potentially for this tournament as well. But did this meet expectations for you, Ryan, this match?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, like I got to see some really cool stuff out of Germany. Like, clearly they've come in prepared. Like, they have some ideas and they know how to work it. It was just that innate talent from UK starting to show up and them just sort of taking control of the map a little bit with some cheeky positions. Kind of like we saw from Turkey before. I'd love to see these two duke it out on the map later on in the tournament, that's for sure.
Well, let's throw it on over to Hazza and Moon to give us their thoughts as well.
Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, there we see it. 24 rounds played, the very extent of regulation. And as far as the history goes between a German team and one with quite a few English players, I think they'll probably be happy it didn't go to overtime. No penalties, of course, on this occasion. But yeah, I think both of these teams got to be some of the strongest picks in the competition. One of them was always going to have a slight incline to their tournament. And unfortunately for Germany, it is them.
Turret down.
Exactly that. Victory and loss are, faces two sides of the same coin. And if I were to give a title for this game, I would call it the game, the cliffhanger game of wasted opportunities. So we've seen two teams coming in strong into this game. We've seen a lot of back and forth in between them. We've seen a very good agent selection. They were able to combine the abilities of their agents in a very nice way. And especially Team UK, we've seen a lot of good plays coming from them. Very good positioning, very good handling of pressure on multiple occasions, right? But when it came down to Team Germany, I think that at a certain point when it came to their attempts to attack, they were a little bit too easy to read by Team UK, which allowed them to position themselves in a way to block their attempts and actually punish them. We've seen moments where Link was shining. We've seen Soulcast as well pull his weight at some point. But again, you do that on a round, and right at the next one, yeah, you're losing, control over even the simplest and basic things of the game, which is allowing Germany time and time again to punish you and drag the game to the score of 13-11. So in my honest opinion, I think that Team UK could, won this game without wasting as many rounds as they did. Does not deny the fact that Team Germany was good enough to know how to punish their opponents, Team UK, in here, knew how to approach the round. We've seen multiple occasions in here where the Sova of Team Germany, sorry, the name slipped my mind, I didn't want to destroy the
Musashi,
Japanese beautiful name. Musashi, exactly. And, Musashi was able to clutch on multiple occasions, was able to bring those multi-kills even in the face of, disadvantageous numeric situation, like on 2v4s, 2v3s at times. So overall, very impressed with what I've seen. Could be fixed, could be deployed better and execute better from Team UK and Team Germany. And, well, honestly, I would pay for a rematch in between the two.
Yeah, it was certainly a very entertaining game, and we sort of expected that coming in as well. One of the players I wanted to highlight looking at this matchup, VALORANT, he's, in the top 4 players in EMEA for headshot percentage, clocking in at 41. Lewis only 4 places behind him on 39, a difference of 2%, both on focus. And Lewis being dubbed the headshot king, were we going to see a usurper to the throne? That wasn't the case. As well, Benny, always a big talking point with some of the compositional differences that he brings to the table. 7 different agents for him over the last 2 months, something a hallmark of CGN, where he was IGLing, or has been since they were CE calling all the way back then. But under his guidance, he led them to Ascension and narrowly fell short of playoffs. So there's plenty to take away. And just looking at Germany here as well, like the core is a very, very strong one. Engineered, you might say. But let's have a look at the MVP for this game and break it down. Any guesses as to who that one is going to be, Moon?
I can't say for sure because I'm not certain of what's being taken. And Lime, yep.
Yeah, no, I like this a lot. Lime on the Killjoy, of course. Many will be quick to forget that he spent the last couple of splits for focus on this agent before moving back onto the duelist that we sort of know and love him for. That was on Angry Titans, both of those German orgs. And, well, whether their employers are going to be feeling too happy about what's just been done to their fellow countrymen or not is yet to be seen. But look, 22 kills, 12 deaths. The impact there, of course, not going unnoticed. And just looking across the team generally, even, the Jet player of Scarlet, I think she did a pretty good job, all things considered. Some of the fights a little bit isolated, so it's feast or famine at times. But, an impressive debut performance for this team.
Definitely, and honestly, Lime could easily run away with the MVP because now that I'm thinking about it, remember, first ace of the Spike Nations was in his hands. He was the perpetrator, the orchestrator of this first ace initially. To be completely honest, his hold on the site A was amazing, okay? He had the sense. He knew when to pull out, he knew when to stand his ground, when to take the fight. He combined really well with his teammates. Now, honestly, the pick of KO as well facilitated this adventure, this escapade on the second ascent so far this evening in the tournament. Mark my words, it's going to be the most picked map, by the way.
That would not surprise me coming into the best of one. Ascend, it goes hand in hand, just like beans on toast. Something that everyone from the UK is probably pretty familiar with by now. But yeah, just looking at that game as well to sort of pull it apart, I think we see so much value from the anchor players as well. Germany on their attack, where they were struggling a little bit is where they maybe tried to overcomplicate it. Some of those split pushes, the reactions from Team UK were really good at sort of breaking one of the arms of the push and isolating those fights a little bit more. It's where players like Lewis that I mentioned came into their element that little bit more. And when they went for these more direct hits, when Leoson was having his way with things, you know, a decent spell for him on Ovation in this off-season, Dak having a lot of those events and make it to the finals of A1 recently. Plenty to be talked about, and there's no one that I'd rather talk about it with for Team UK than the Welshman himself. Lewis, welcome to the broadcast. How are you doing?
Good boys.
How are we, mate? Congratulations, firstly. How does it feel to win for Team UK? We had this point mentioned a couple of times. You said to me yesterday that you were doing a favour for the neighbours. Does it feel like that or not?
Oh yeah, still, you know, obviously would be representing Wales if we had a team, so helping out the neighbours. But no, it was pretty fun. Pretty fun first game. Bit of a lot of throwing of rounds, but that was the fun part.
Definitely fun part. You clearly had fun throughout the game. It was quite the, how would I say it? Quite the emotional elevator. We've seen rounds going back to back, one round for round. You and Team Germany kept on trading blows back, right and left. Lewis, was there something that was missing, a missing piece that caused it such an inconsistency at a certain point of the game?
I mean, it's just always the small things. Like, we're not a team. Like, we don't, like, we're not like a proper team that practices all the time. So all the small stuff of like throwing rounds is always going to happen. And when you're also against it, it's essentially like playing against a mixed team where like people are also hitting a lot of shots and doing a lot of crazy plays. So it's very easy to throw away like 2v4s and stuff. But I felt like we were always in control. Obviously, they tried to throw us off with the Sage pick, which is, you don't see much on Ascent anymore, but like if you play against Sage on any map, it's always pretty difficult. But I felt like we were always in control, and then when we started actually hitting shots in the second half, it was very easy.
Yeah, there were a couple of moments in that game where you guys did fall behind. Something I did want to talk about was those timeouts. Of course, I imagine you to be in a bit more of an IGL role in this team. You've got that connection with Pal in the coach slot. I think that they were pretty well placed. You had one at 7-3 and then one down 10-11 as well. Was there anything that you really talked about in those? I know for the German team, they were like popping them after winning one round. Maybe it was like a just controlling the nerves kind of thing. I don't know.
I mean, they did theirs after like the 4th round and the 5th round or of each half or something, which I don't know what they were talking about. I think our first one was just slowing it down, making sure that we can play out the rest of the half, and then the second one was just Pal telling us that we'd won if we didn't throw. Okay. And we just agreed that we would have won by now, so we just stick to the small stuff and we'll win the next few rounds. And then obviously it was 11-10 at that point, and then it was 13-11 to us in the end anyway. So, but nah, nothing special.
I can, and we can clearly feel this sense of confidence coming from you and from the team. We should have one by now, and that's something that's extremely nice to have. Now, seeing the level of Team Germany, how does that prepare you to the next games? Are you still as confident as you were entering in the tournament, entering in the Spike Nations?
Oh, I'm always going to be confident. I can't see a team that can beat us. We can lose, that can happen. But I think if we just play our game, then we're going to win the whole thing. I think it's as simple as that. I think everyone sees it as that as well. We're just going to, you know, if I think that Germany is actually one of the stronger teams in terms of individual ability. They've got some very good players in there that can hit like mad shots and win them rounds at any point. And I think if we can deal with them on a map like Ascent, then we can just deal with any of them, and we will.
Yeah, again, words of intent from you, Lewis. It's got to feel good to get the victory, and especially against a teammate as well. Always something for the bragging rights. Once again, congratulations. Thank you so much for joining us on the interview, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Yeah, nice one. See you in a bit, boys.
See you. All right, so we've heard it from him. It was just a case of focusing up, getting locked into the server, and with the challenge of Germany dismantled, not exactly an open road from here on out. And of course, we do have one more matchup for you all this evening. And I mean, these just keep getting better and better, Moon. It's France versus Spain for you all after the break.
And we're back for the match, everybody. It's myself and Ryan on the stage. Thank you, Hazza and Moon, earlier on for giving us a great overview of the previous series. But it's time for the next one, Spain versus France. A match that we've all been anticipating for the day, of course. A tremendous match with tremendous players in it as well.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like these are probably going to be the two favorites for this tournament, right? So I think you sort of look at it as France as being the winners of last year to an extent. It was Benelux that won it, but there's no Benelux, it's just France this time. So want to retain that title as much as possible. But you look at Spain, like being led by the granddaddy of esports, Mixwell, to an extent. Like he's the ambassador for this team. The way and approach that they've showed off this team and how they put it together, realistically, once you see the roster, you go, yeah, I could understand why they'd be a favorite here, especially when you have some solid players. But on the side of France, you got Soon, that's had great experience in the tier 1 scene, obviously an ex-Overwatch League player as well. Nello and Nami. Nello from Carmen Corps, and great sort of season and run for her personally. I think for France, you sort of look at it and players like Brahms, and you kind of make sense of why they'd be up there. But comparing it to Spain especially, this is just a solid 6-player roster.
Yeah, I feel the solidity of the Spanish roster to be a little bit more stronger than the French one, right? There's a little bit more oomph to it, considering the T1 giants that you bring in. Quite literally, Fatinho being the giant representative in this whole ordeal. You know, the rest of the players don't fall short either. So you've got a great roster with both Tier 1 and Tier 2 talent together with the top of what the Game Changer scene can bring in regards to Spanish talent. So I'm actually very excited about this one, and the fact that the finals take place in Spain, considering Spain is looking to be amongst the favorites of this tournament, I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of action on that land when the time comes.
I mean, I think it's fair to say that if Spain don't make top 4, something has gone incredibly wrong. Like, there's no, like, even if these guys have never scrimmed before, there's no excuse for that team of 6 players to not do that well. Like, obviously, you're looking for Tini or Nick Sereno, but like Tuki, I'm having PTSD because she 1v5'd us in an official with like when she was on Kase against Odd One Out. So like I see her and I start shaking. Like she is the hottest commodity of duelists in Game Changers EMEA for sure. And it's looking like we have Ascent again.
Oh no! We jinxed it, Ryan! Wait,
why does it say Team Germany banned the range? Defense. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we get it. Like, it said...
Imagine... It would be such a British thing for 2 teams to be competing and UK be like, no, we are part of this.
We're going to force you on Ascent, yeah.
Let's move along from that one. It must be Ascent. I think that there was just an issue with the graphic at the end of the day. But yeah, no, you said it right. There's a lot of pop-up possibility from that Spain side, especially from Tuki. Lear as well from Mad Lions Game Changers team as well. Looks to be quite the problem against opponents that face up against her. So we're looking at that direction. But as well, you've got players like Yuri from Kase that has done so much in that scene, in that tier 2 scene, that you just can't look away from this roster at all. So I think France is definitely looking up here, looking at the giants of Spain. I think it's a mountain to climb for France.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think that there's potential for this roster to do a lot of work for sure. Like, it seems very similar to like Germany and Italy in the sense of like they've got great players that have got a good amount of experience on them. The Game Changers players especially have potential to really show up here, especially if we expect Nello to continue to be on Duelist, but she can play other roles if she needs to anyway, assuming that she's going to be the player in and that we're not going to see off the top of my head, I can't remember who it is, but I know who it is. But anyway, carrying on, it's one of those cases where I think when you have people like Brahms and stuff in the server, like they know what they're able to do. They're very good supportive players as well to work with. So it means that France have enough to work with in some cases, at least.
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely room to work with. There's definitely players capable of many things, and it will definitely be a very strong fight. Okay, so having a look at the players, having a look at the map, Ascent. Okay, we've talked about Ascent already. Having a look at the players in particular, is there anyone you think we should have our eyes out on the most?
I think Tukey for sure. Like, bang on. Like, she is one of those players that like could be good enough to be on G2 Gozen, I think. Like, she, I think, is a free agent as well. So the amount of orgs that I imagine are like chasing her potentially from Kase should be hard, because she has the potential to pop off in the server. She did it against G2 in Split 3. She had an insane series there. And we aren't going to Ascent. We're going to Split instead, which is really nice.
That is nice. We get to see change. Thank you. Thank you, France and Spain. Appreciate it. I think, wait, was Ascent? Yeah, Ascent was banned second for France. So thank you, France, for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, does Split change anything in your eyes?
I mean, it's hard to say, really. It's such a diverse and open map in regards to what you can play on it. The good thing about it is that, like, you could just run whatever comp you want to do. Double duelist is something that we've seen consistently in this tournament so far already. So this is a likely case that we're going to be seeing it too, right? Like, it makes sense that we'd see a Jet and Raze in here potentially.
Yeah, absolutely. We're definitely going to be looking at the compositions potentially changing up just a little bit, but it is time for Team France and Team Spain to come up against each other. Yeah, it's looking like an exciting one here. We've already seen 2 matches being played out, but now we get to see the compositions. It's looking fairly similar. We've got a Sky on one end. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I like the, well, I mean, both these comps are kind of weird. Double duelist, double sentinel. There's no flashes on the side of Spain. Like, they're not running a Sky or anything like that. On the side for France, it really is just a case of, like, it even actually looks like I'm looking at the agents as well. I've just realized when I'm looking down at this monitor. But, like, yeah, just the one duelist. Actually, it's going to be Lux. Nello over on the Cypher. Like I said, like, she has played Jet for Kamen Core, but also been on that sentinel role too. Soon on the Sage, I guess, is the interesting one. So I don't know which comp I like more, but I think the double duelist for Spain is going to suit them nicely. And Nick Sereno is a great sentinel player, so seeing him on the Cypher could be exciting.
Could be very exciting as well. We'll be moving away from the Killjoys, finally. We'll be seeing Cyphers. Obviously, being on Split, it looks a little bit more favorable on that end. Yeah, I think that's all we have to say for this agent. Again, a little bit more flexibility on the side of France, perhaps, if they want to switch things up from time to time. That Sky can allow for some aggression from some off angles that wouldn't be really expected. But it's time to enter the match. Spain on the attack, France on the defense. Let's get the show on the road.
Right now, France may be expecting more of the A execute, but Spain just looking to send it on B. Nobody's going to be actually playing on the site. It's just 2 players fighting for mid, mostly for France. And nothing too fast, at least coming in. Just walking up as far as Spain could go. And should be able to explode out here. I'm curious where they're going to put the Sage wall, actually. Like, throwing it in City means it's so hard to retake it on the pistol. Even more so just because of the guns available to break a wall. But they're actually just going to use it to get onto the site clearly, and these 2 duelists are continuing to push up.
Do indeed. France taking the higher ground. Spain, as you said, the 2 duelists pushed up quite forwards. That's going to prohibit one of the entries on the CT side. For when first blood.
3 people in CT.
And it's making it so difficult for France to make this retake happen, but at least they've gotten themselves onto the spike. Oh, it seems to be some body blocking there for to be a shield of bodies, but doesn't end up being the case. Instead, France get all of the kills and end up defusing it, getting the first round on the board for themselves.
Yeah, Spain, they're just looking a little bit like disconnected. Like, you have the Sage wall being used by Yuri as 3 players are pushing CT on B. Like, they don't need to do the Sage wall to get in on site. They're in on site already. And you could sort of see just from that, like, post-plant position where they're fighting for the spike, that wall kind of boxes in Spain to play from B main only. So it just felt like, you know, if you pushed all that way and then you wall off CT, That's such a good position to do it. Even walling up across heaven, just breaking that retake. But France used this opportunity. Really solid stuff from them. They don't panic when they see Spain was pushing them. The Sage Wall goes in on mid with a good hold here. And the judge.
And the judge. Oh. I thought those pencils would have done a little bit more damage, but doesn't end up being the case. A couple of Spanish players try to sneak in their way towards this A site, but they're not going to let that happen. But yeah, looking fairly clean. Wall will be breaking, and the opponents will be appearing for luck to take down, although not as clean as they would have hoped. So France looking for some more damage, unable to do so. It's a 2-0 start. Only one casualty for the French side.
Also, it's worth adding that Spain aren't playing with Toki. They're actually playing with layering, which makes sense, I guess, because if you're just going to put Fatini and Voran on the duelists, having somebody that can play more of the supportive role instead of Toki that's a duelist would work wonders here, really. So, yeah, just both aggressive comps on the side and fairly comfortable overall for France to begin with. Now the full buy is going to be coming in for Team Spain, looking to be quite pacey towards A again, and they're going to run right into Nello's setup.
Blinded.
Judge again to the hands of Lux. Kind of like good info. They know there's presence coming. Oh, approaching, but Lux stops them in their tracks. As simply as that. Oh, they're going after them. The doggy's done its work, stunning a couple up, and Vitinho will be taken up quickly. France are making clean work of this.
Yeah.
They lack the weaponry.
Here.
It didn't seem like it.
And they separated Spain on this execute. I think it was Fatini that was just alone, that red X over on the actual A site, separated from everybody else from Spain that didn't even make it through the choke, just from that utility to slow them right down. I mean, here it might just be a case of saving, honestly, for Spain. Like, finding an opening now is just going to be so hard.
Poor cat. Blinded.
Guiding Light still
One enemy remaining.
giving them the opportunity to know where their opponent's are. It's a good seeking out tool that Spain doesn't have to their disposal. They have the double duelist composition. So things working out swell for France as they go ahead 3-0.
You know, bad start for them overall. Surprising, really, that it's going this way. Mixwell's watch partying along with 14,000 viewers. Probably not the best start to be no. for them, at least. It's been rough so far, but France, kind of similar to what we saw from Germany on Ascent, have come in with a game plan, and it's been really easy for them so far to stick to it. It's only 3 rounds in, but like France have got good map control, and it's just hard for Spain to even get an in.
Here.
Yeah, and the struggle will only continue now that they've got pistols. Oh, cheeky wall over wall? Why not? Hop, skip, and a jump, cross forwards, but it's a cannon of paint that greets forward.
Not afraid to throw out some big ultimates against the worst buy just to keep these rounds rolling for France.
Yeah, and as soon as they use one ultimate, they'll have more to their exposure later on.
And the other good thing for France is, like, their comp for ults is really solid. Like, Neurofeth can get good information, Resurrect is always good, Seeker's good at getting information too. Like, there's a lot of stuff that you can rely on at this point. Spain, though, with these pistols, trying to make their way into the A site, but they just can only get a whiff of it before they're just taken down. Soon's the one that's cleaning up house. Nello can trade off of it. And 4-0 with only one player dying for France so far. Spain is struggling to get anything done. Should be maybe an early timeout here for Lucas Rojo. But also Lux is 8-1. Only so much you can do this early.
Lux is putting on a show. Remember what we said about the Spanish team looking a little bit more stronger on paper? Well, I think France took that to heart. Because quite frankly, a 4-0 start to this game wasn't what we expected.
We've seen Spain just going for like straight executes as well. Like, it just means it's a free wall for France to put up in mid, and it's full mid control, so fast rotations. Look how quickly France are over on this A site and how much map control they still have.
And
Like,
the only
Spain
reason... Yeah.
can get the plant at least, but still, they have no room to really work with.
Yeah, and the only reason that Spain had been able to get into the site is because no one from France was actually holding the site.
Also, it's old patch because the tripwire broke.
It is, but the retake does commence. Yuri and Forward finally putting Spain on top here, but Soon is looking to put the difference to them. Nick Sereno on the back foot. It's a one-on-one. And he's got the spike in his line of fire. Oh, what a clean shot to Brams, finally putting Spain on the board.
Very clean in the end. Good positioning as well from Nick Sereno. He hears that the Skydog comes out in A main. He backs out into a very deep position. Means that he can't really help his team whilst France are going in for that retake. But he gets kills on unsuspected players, pulls it into a nice 1v1. A good attempt for a retake again from France taking these duels. But the hero swings in right there. And a great kill and a great shot onto Brams at the end. Least ultimates are coming online for Spain. Showstopper, Resurrect, Neural Theft. I'm going to be fighting for mid a little bit more this round. Nick Sereno's just lurking on A. Seeing if anybody's going to push and fight him.
Heavy mid presence. Soon. Oh. When you start seeing heads and you try to pop at them, that's when things get a little bit scary.
They're not suspecting you. If you could just see a little glimpse of them, might as well go for it. But Spain looking to lean more towards A, but this setup, it's so famous now. So many Cypher players are doing it. Nello's got free control here. We play off of a camera as well. If you get to kill, the Neural Theft is going to be available.
My eyes are down.
Not enough time to get a tag in.
Trip might be able to catch somebody and get a kill off the back of it, but that's one broken. There's still one in that main choke that can catch Spain by surprise. Lovely idea there to actually, for Fatinho to just jump off the back of the stage will be broken, but he gets taken down instantly. And again, France is just cleaning up so nicely on these retakes. Barely broken a sweat to make it 5-1.
Very well coordinated as well. I mean, straight after the push from the Jet, there was a follow-up onto the Cypher cam, and everything started to fall like clockwork for them. Everybody was clearing their corners. It was very well coordinated, and by the end of it, Spain didn't really have a chance to react. They were getting picked off one by one. And even though not everything was working out perfectly for them, the trades were also there. Body system galore. Gorgeous from France, 5-0, righteously being in the lead right now. Sheer dominance.
Timeouts needed. It's an early one, but it's a necessary one with how it's been going for Team Spain. I mean, at this point, Lux has almost more kills than the entire Spain team combined. He has 9. Espanyol as a collective of 11. Ruffled one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not an easy one at all. What's happened?
It's the
I
pressure.
wonder.
It's as soon as we were like, this team, there's no way they can lose.
We're like,
And
this is a top
Mixwell
14.
just went, bet. We'll find a way. We'll find a way to break hearts. But it's also like you could sort of see that Spain were kind of getting caught up in certain things. Like they had good mid control that round, which I really liked. That they were pushing France off of these angles. But Lux, if they have the operator over on B, they get a kill. And it felt that Spain were like sherped onto the A site, which had a really solid hold. Again, that operator's towards B main, and there's multiple players from Spain looking to fight this time. On an eco.
Well, they've made a couple of footsteps. Game plan must be anticipated. Oh, it's Lux with a shorty, and there's no chance for the trade to come through. Oh, it's a struggle to find the kill onto the site. How did Bram stay alive for so long? but Spain somehow have been able to turn it a little bit around for them with the resurrection.
Fighting this.
They've got 3 players alive.
remaining.
Vekash.
Spike
No
down
way.
B.
Okay, that's a double. And it's Vitinho in a 1-on-2. Show why you're in Giants. Show why being able to win LCQ this year.
Hoping to cut noise, but that flash is still going to give away that he's in this position. France adjusting and moving. This Sage roll's about to go down. Now Vitinho might be able to isolate these fights.
One enemy remaining.
Great movement from Nello to try and join, but a little bit too late. Vitinho, ball's in his court, spike touch, but it's not going to happen. Nello instead turns out to be the player to win out this round, and France keep the streak going.
It's tricky if you're Spain here because they dedicate the Resurrect on a round where they're still just on an eco here. But at least Vitinho makes it close, makes it worthwhile, but it's still rounds that are being drummed up by France. Now at least there's a full buy to go here, and maybe Vitinho can get an ultimate online for this round or next. But it's just how they're fighting in these chokes, because France have comfortably been getting the first kill each time and able to capitalize off of it. The default's good though for Spain, just lots of mid control taken. Nixerino seeing if anybody's going to push up, but no lurk attempted.
Very deep positioning from Spain here in mid. Again, France respecting it every single time, falling back.
The
It's been
operator
working
is
wonders for
still
them.
watching B main.
Cover going out.
And there's no flashes to throw them off. There's no breach stun. There's nothing. You just have to hope that the peak is either short or wide enough. And it isn't. Looks gets a kill and he's still fighting.
Oh, the balls!
But he still manages to get out.
Scot-free. There's pressure in heaven, but soon takes care of it. Seeker's now out, and that will only assist in the effort because there's potential for them to break the wall, but no. Instead, it's their firepower that stops his onslaught. Clear. She's alone, but not for long. Meets her teammates in heaven. Oh my goodness, France are running away with this one.
I wasn't expecting this. Again, like, Lux still almost has more kills than all of Spain combined. Leah is not able to get off the board here, but really, you can't blame them because Espanyol, they cannot find an opening at all. I don't know what it is. It's seeing, like, the ESP in the top that, like, just makes me want to say Espanyol instead of Spain.
Yeah.
With my Yorkshire accent, just Espanyol. It doesn't really, like, work as well. I feel like I'm just butchering a beautiful language. Hola, me llamo Ryan. Doesn't really ring as nice.
Yeah, probably have to work on the accent a little bit. Good try.
Blinded.
A for effort.
Not quite Van Silly's tour de force. He likes to pull out. Really gets that French
Tour de force.
Yeah, exactly.
Spike down A.
Wait, imagine if it's a pistol round that wins it for Spain. Now that, never mind.
Everything has been working so well for Lux. Like, every nade is landing, every satchel is working to a T. Boombots are getting every bit of information. I think the Boombots are actively talking to them at this point. Like, hey, they're over here. This is a routing.
Yeah,
I kind of want to just start watching Mixwell stream to just see how dudes they look.
Yeah, I want to see a compilation of facepalms he's been having for this one. But to be fair, France have got a solid setup here. I mean, okay, we're still on defense on split. Things could potentially change on the next half. But come on, this is dominating. Spain haven't found an entry, haven't found a position where they've had the spike down and had numbers advantage.
Oh, there it is. Lux has equal amount of kills to all of Spain right now. 16 kills apiece.
That's crazy.
10 rounds in, that's stupid.
What a star he is.
I mean, here, France are actually playing pure retake over on the A side. They have a showstopper as well that they can use from the high ground. Nixarena was a hero from this position last time. You don't expect the France are going to let him get away with it this time.
Look at the respect they're giving Spain towards screens. It's crazy. Look how
Spain
far
have to
back
go
Brams is
somewhere.
playing.
Like, if France get this wraparound, they have to go in. And it's a good kill there. And Nixarena is still buying so much time.
And to the side they go. Spain finally got a crossfire to work with, and it's going in their favor. Elegantly done. As if nothing happened the previous round. As this was all the plan from the get-go. Lux at least gets away with his life. But Spain finally will be able to find themselves around to collect.
I do feel like we kind of take Ray's satchel in, like, simply now. I'm trying to think of the word. Like, we really... The movement there from Lux to actually double satchel out in such a tight corridor without him bouncing off a wall looking like an idiot and getting killed with the operator was actually crazy.
It's
like, it's the small things. Everything is working for Lux this game. He's 17-3.
I'm lost for words. 17-3. Well, Coutinho on the other side, 7 kills. Well, make that 8.
I know exactly.
He's taking that personally. Moving in. Site is theirs. 2 players lost for France. Okay, now Spain have stepped up. The half isn't over. They still have a potential to grab another couple of rounds, and an 8-4 half wouldn't be that bad.
It's what you want to see from Double Duelist as well. Like, getting on to the A site is easy, but it requires a lot of utility. But you need to be able to take that space. Okay, France are trying to fight for ramp a little bit more. We're going to take CT on the attack. This time, however, Spain are actively trying to fight for ramp a little bit more. And these last couple of rounds, these A executes for Spain have been very clean. I think they've only lost one player out of the last 2 rounds with these A executes. So there's a bit of a fight back at least.
Oh, there definitely is. And I think the fact that they've been so clean is definitely giving them confidence. And I think they kind of have the know-how now. They've realized, okay, we need to take that A site space. It's vital. But obviously, now that France have realized it themselves, that's how Spain are able to capitalize. What they've been able to capitalize off of, they themselves will dedicate 3 players to that A main entry. So a bit of a switch up. Short, that's going to be a showstopper from both ends. But the trade goes in favor of France. Vitinho is dead.
Was a fake, though. It hasn't really bought a lot of space. Nello is just anchored onto this site. The tripwire is still there in A main. Gets information on where 2 of these players are going to be. And that slow orb, just the utility out of Soon has done so well to break these executes apart. It's a different, interesting wall, and it does catch Nello by surprise. And Nixarena's found an opening, but look at where Soon is.
Yeah, Spain have definitely evened things up a little bit. Soon hiding out for now.
Remaining.
Oh, both of the French players win out on their shots. And that's the end of a half, 9-3. I think the biggest difference we've seen in a round differential this entire day.
For sure. But it is, you look at the comp for France. On the defense, you expect it to be strong. A Cypher and a Sage. On the attack, how well can they realistically do? It is split. It is a map notoriously known for having a rough defensive side, to say the very least. This could be a chance for Spain to at least pull this back. But it is an important pistol for them to win.
It really is. First step to this puzzle is actually getting this first pistol round. I think we were talking about iconic matches earlier with Germany and the UK. We're definitely seeing an iconic matchup with France and Spain here for sure.
Oh, definitely.
Their first blood, Spain on top. Movement towards the left-hand side. 2 players for Spain to defend this B side, but already left for Lear to do all by herself. Oh dear. Both of them trod quickly. This is France showing resilience, but instead Yuri has got an answer to this test. They turned it all back around.
How has Yuri done that? They even expect Lux to be in behind. They're going to back up to make sure that they can fight this together. And the cage as well. Really nice for Spain to draw this out. It really looked like France couldn't lose that round. But Yuri literally eyes at the back of his head.
It's back
to kill Lux though. Oh no, he's going to win this, isn't he?
Oh,
Nope.
30 points of health. Needs to collect the spike. Playing it
30
slow,
seconds
Intermission not taking chances. Tagged up by the cam!
Talk about
No way! No way did Luxus do that!
That is outrageous. Who is this guy? Who is this person? I just don't know how Yuri's able to turn around that, but it seemed that Spain had the right idea there. Both the players to back off on that space. You have spike control. You can back off and play that fight together, but instead they separate and take it one at a time against somebody that is 22-4. They're 22-4. Why would you do that?
I heard an echo where you said they're 22-4.
It's good, isn't it? I've been messing around with it.
It's brilliant. Oh, you meant to do that. That's excellent. Oh, that is gorgeous. Spain are probably scratching their heads here. What do they do? Minimal weapons.
I'm actually going to watch Mixwell's stream, even though it's on a 3-minute delay. I want to see the reactions.
I'd love to see them as well. But I'm going to wait until the end
it
of
on
this
the
game.
other monitor.
Yes.
Tripwire destroyed. Tripwire destroyed.
Okay.
Destroyed.
France. Strong hold over this round for sure. Not that it was anticipated of otherwise.
Last player standing.
It looks to be a clean one. They haven't taken a hint of damage, by the way. Just want to point that out. As soon as I do say that, they do lose Brams. So there's that. But soon after, it's soon to find the kill. 11-3, Ryan. 11-3. France only 2 away from closing it all out.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one to sort of pull us back as well.
Wait, the previous round was a force from Spain?
Yeah, they forced up. Yeah. Barely did any damage. Like, they have to get something on the board. I don't even blame them here. But it does mean that France should go on to 12 in a straightforward fashion. I feel bad for production because it's a Spanish TO. I think we have a Spanish producer who has to sit and watch this. Like, we're like, oh, there's no way that Spain can lose. They're not only losing, they're getting battered.
Yeah, we were singing their praises hard on the pre-game, saying that it's France that's going to be looking upwards here, that they're the ones to be climbing the mountain, but instead, they're the ones standing on top, looking down.
Cage triggered.
Spain looking like blind mice with nowhere to go.
I was going to say that's kind of the area that Nick Serena thrives in, just being in those situations where he has the aim duels. But here, the pistol's at least doing some form of damage, but it's comfortable. Spain have a lot to do. Oh, I'm watching Mitchell stream. He's got his head in his hands.
Oh,
and
no.
everybody's spamming XD. Oh, that's so good.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, Mixwell, but you couldn't have had a better reaction to that going that way.
Oh no. Oh no, this is actually Spain. That was supposed to win this round, but again, a clutch for France.
Match point.
Nothing is going their way today.
Look, France
Unless your name is Lux.
where they found the area where it hurts most for Spain, and they just keep on pressing it.
Remaining. One enemy remaining.
Insult to injury. This 1v2 clutch by Nello.
Forget.
This feels like the sort of like Germany-Brazil 7-1.
Cage triggered. Cage triggered.
Like, it is just that much of a shock. I did not see this coming. And it could be the end of it, really. At least
Spike
Spain are in the
down
right
A.
place to fight this head on. but the site is in control of France. The spike has been planted, and a 4v4 retake
Spike
is needed
planted.
from Spain.
Do you think whenever there's going to be another France versus Spain matchup, people will be referencing 13-3?
They could fight again, right? This could be a semi-final game. It could be the grand final. These teams might be so far ahead of everybody else. But right now, it's just been France. Up until I said that with Spain, this retake is starting to work out, but it's an awkward fight to say the least.
Oh, it was very awkward, but it gives an opportunity for Yuri to end
One
up with a
enemy
resurrection,
remaining.
but it doesn't manage to materialize. Brams, back of the site. Oh, and it's easy! Simple pickings as both players against them, Willow.
Can't stop.
A bullet to the face for one and a bullet to the torso for the other, and the match that we thought would be one of the most closest ones, or at least to be more sided towards Spain than France, went the complete opposite way.
I mean, it really just felt like France had everything working out for them. I do feel like it was a live game to an extent for Lux. Like, if we have like a 4 best of 3, for example, are they able to replicate that on other maps? It's really hard to say, but you just expected more out of Spain overall. Like the team, the setup, it really felt that they had made an effort this tournament, like with the games that they were broadcasting, even having like an announcement stream of who the players are going to be on this roster. It felt that everything was set up for Spain to do well this event, and they get destroyed in their first game against France.
France can raise their baguettes and be happy they won that match. I actually still don't believe this. I actually still don't believe this. Quite the turnaround and quite the match to finish us off for today. That is brilliant. That is absolutely spectacular. Of course, there will be analysis followed up with an interview, so do stay tuned. Of course, this was the last match of today, but there is more action to follow. And of course, there aren't any better people to bring you all that extra stuff. It's Hazza and Moon.
Thank you, Pavlos. I mean, we went across the border, the Pyrenees, to bring that one to you, but there was a mountain of difference between those two teams. You know, you think about France, one of the most viewed challenger leagues that we have, and there were plenty of eyes watching this one, I'm sure. And is that for better or for worse when you consider how Spain end up faring in that matchup? Incroyable, Moon.
Incroyable, exactly. You're stealing the words from my mouth, and honestly, this game had so much potential. I mean, if you think about Team Spain has been hyped a lot, and after taking such a size, after taking the expectations of your fans that high, you are definitely left in pain, and that's exactly what happened to Spain. Look, I've been hearing the sentence, everything seems to be working out well for France, everything seems to be working out for France. Even though it is a mixed team, just like any other team, they clearly were organized. Factor that in with the fact they started as defenders in Split, an unforgiving map. So you have that slow start as an attacker, you come in, you're losing 9-3, you're trying to turn the game around, but you know, the spirit usually is not there anymore, the mental is not there anymore, and you could see that, you know, Team Spain was just falling apart throughout the game. If you keep on losing and losing and losing, kind of lose that edge, you probably have a player trying to make a bravado move, trying to pull that game again, maybe, I don't know, turn the tables. And that happened on a couple of occasions. That's why the score is 9-3. Like, creating mistakes in defensive lines, and Spain took the opportunity to steal 3 rounds. But that was all about it. Split didn't give them any chance.
Yeah, I mean, the last time we saw 2 domestic teams from each of these nations go against each other, it was in Ascension, Casse versus Gentlemates, and no guesses as to who won that, of course. Gentlemates joining VCT EMEA for 2024. Even coming into this one, some of the, you know, theories with the lineup that we thought we were going to have, Ryan was talking quite a bit about the impact that Turkey could deliver, one of those Casse players, but we didn't really see it end up happening. It was the Lear who stepped in instead, the GC Contenders champion, Vaughan on the jet. There's so much that we can talk about here. Let's get the MVP up for you here, and it's gonna be Lux 9. I mean, this guy usually hitting 262 ACS on the Rays, and I was gonna have a talking point of how soon is part of this mandatory rebuild we're seeing in France, and maybe they're one of the top contenders, but now I'm looking at Zerons.
Yeah, I mean, look, this game is a race game. This map is a race map. Lux had the perfect setup coming from his team. Lux 9 just had every possible factor working in his favor to just, you know, let himself go. And I think, and I'm led to believe that even if you look at the face cam of the French player that appeared, they were completely comfortable with the game. I mean, I didn't feel like there was any sort of pressure applied on them. Although some rounds were extremely close. I was about to say Klaus, I don't know why. Maybe thinking of Santa Claus already. But Santa Claus did give them with the ability to play together this well. And honestly, I keep on asking myself, when did they find the time? What was the intensity of the trainings they had together in order to achieve such a level of synchronization? You know.
Yeah. And I mean, look, you're certainly thinking about Santa, but the time of the year's coming up. Once that snowball gets rolling like it did on Split, it didn't look like anything was really getting through the French defense. And a lot of that came from Nello, right? Controlling this default setup. Spain didn't really do too much to interact with those trips, to scale up through Nick Serino themselves. The one time we did sort of see it happen was towards the latter end of the half, when you had this deep array main control and you could play for, that late win condition, I suppose. We get a bit more directness from them round 10 onwards, but by the time we get to the pistol, France win it, and then it's 2 versus 1 clutches and an ace from Lux9 to win it for them all. And we have one of those Zerance players in the call with us now. We're joined by Brams on the interview to talk this one through. Yeah, I mean, it was a big matchup coming into it, a continental clash, if you will. I don't think you were expecting to find it that easy, though, Brams.
Yeah, it was not. We didn't expect them to play this comp too, because it's really hard to go out without initiator on this map. But yeah, it was fairly easily, and we won fairly easily, and not much contestation from them, I guess.
Fairly easy is a word that I would take note of. So again, Brams, congratulations. Mabrouk for the victory. Of course, it was extremely well deserved. The score speaks for itself. But again, I'm very much impressed by how fluid the communication seemed to be, and how much each player understood his role, her role, and exactly what to do. Brams, what was the magic formula? How did you make that happen? Did you just download an instruction book?
No, I think we just played on our strengths, We know that I think personally that we are better individually than them on the server, so we just kept it simple. We took one initiator, one agent to block on defense, and everyone knew what he had to do. Just have fun, and that's it.
Yeah, it certainly looked a little bit disjointed on the other end. Of course, I imagine it's an absolute pleasure to be playing alongside Lux, especially when he has games like that. You guys must have been feeling it in the comms. Putting that victory now to paper, looking at the rest of the teams that we have in this competition, you've got 4 more games. Who do you see as the next closest team to you, the one that you're most excited to face, perhaps?
I would say the Turkish team is really good on paper. But I think every other nation is also insane on paper. I would say they all brought probably one of the best. Few of the best players of their nation. So we are not gonna take them like I would say easily. It's even if it's a Spike Nation tournament, I feel like we can see like few names in other teams and etc. And there won't be any match that will be easy.
Exactly, and you're absolutely right on that point. And Brams, bringing some statistics into light, although the sample size is not very convincing, but out of 3 played maps, 2 of them were on Ascent, and you were the only team that pushed for a different map, which was Split. Will we be seeing you playing other maps? Will we see a return to Ascent? How comfortable are you with the map pool so far?
I think everyone can play everything. At this point, the game has been out for so long, and we just get the map reworked again and again. But I will say that because we all come from different teams, everyone has strengths on some map and some weakness on other map. But if you mix them all together, then we can manage to work on all of them. And I won't say that there is a map that is weak for us or good for us. I would say we just play all the maps and we see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, the French fan base is a huge one, powerful, especially within esports. Just to wrap this one up nicely, Brams, do you have any messages for all of the supporters watching back at home?
Thank you for everyone. Merci à tous. I think it's always a pleasure to represent your nation in a tournament. Of course, it's an opportunity, so we always need to be grateful. And this match was really particular because there is a little rivalry between France and Spain in many domains, especially sport and esport recently. So it's always like a good feeling to win against Spain, you know. So I feel grateful, you know.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur Brahms. Thank you for joining us on the interview. Once again, congratulations and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you. See you guys.
Hey, there we have it, right? And a little bit of French just to, make him feel at home. Because right then, we saw in the game, France in their own living room, feet up on the couch. It just looked too easy.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're coming in, you're thinking you're about to win, and you're already down 9-3 on the first half, you lose your first round, and you're thinking, I'm toast. And it's kind of awkward when you're playing against France, right? Making French toast. In any case, very bad joke. Omit, I didn't see anything in here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's been a fantastic day of games that we have seen here, for sure. So much to talk about. And the last thing, really, in the proceedings will be the team standings. France currently top the scoreboard alongside UK and Turkey. Italy, Germany, Spain all left winless. This is one of those situations where you see that round differential play a big factor. While it's not on the graphic, a win like that will certainly go a long way. 12-3, of course, the final scoreline in their match against Spain, which puts them rock bottom. But plenty more Valorant to be played in the upcoming days, Moon. Looking at this standings for the time being, does this match your initial expectations?
I mean, it's no surprise that France, UK, and Turkey are in there on the top seed of the ranking. And, when you're pitting France and Spain against each other, like, there's definitely something that would feel out of place. Let's say that, you just put two juggernauts, according to how they've been marketed and presented, of course, and the expectations that you had of both teams. And that's why it's kind of a shocker to see Spain on the bottom. But if you take a look at reality, France versus Spain, there's only one winner, there's no in between, you don't get bonus points. And due to the fact that they lost, with a wider score, they're there. That's the initial reason. So, for the time being, it's impossible to draw a judgment about how things are going. Remember, there's the threat, lack of communications, some teams and players perform more under pressure when they're coming back from behind, right? So, you never know. I say, and I might be wrong, that tomorrow will help us get a clearer picture of the competition, where we're standing, and what you should be expecting on next week.
Yeah, that's definitely a fair assessment. But now we reach the conclusion of the live stream. We've seen some crazy games so far today, some big plays, some close affairs, some slightly wider score lines, but we have to give thanks, of course, to our sponsors, Alienware and Intel. Yeah, they have played an ace in the hole here for us by sponsoring the live stream, and we are very appreciative of it. So make sure to go and check out both of our affiliates there. As well, the socials, I know that you can follow your own regional Valorant account, and they'll be sort of taking hold of everything Spike Nations related. At Valorant DE, I think is the German one, Valorant FR, the French, UKN, the UK and Nordics. Look for it wherever you want, on Twitter or X, if that's what we're calling it these days. I have absolutely no ideas. But for now, that is all from myself, Hazza and Moon. We should have some highlights to close out the day for you all, so you can, put a nice ribbon on it and have a look at what it is we've seen today. But once again, thank you so much for watching, everyone, and we'll catch you all tomorrow.
Celebration, celebrate, 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 celebration, celebrate. Hey, what's your style? What you drinking? What's your vibe? I've been feeling rather sad in the corner of my glass. Boy, what's your style? What you drinking? What's your vibe? I've been feeling rather sad. Oh yeah. Don't be mean. You're here all alone and you know it. Hang on, 'cause we're gonna turn it up. Don't you see? I'm here all alone and I like it. Baby, don't please try to fight it. Pour it up with the blue champagne, blue champagne, blue champagne. Let's celebrate with the blue champagne, blue champagne. celebration, celebrate. Celebrate, celebration, celebrate, 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 celebration, celebrate. Hey, what's your style? What you drinking? What's your vibe? I've been feeling rather sad in the corner of my class. Boy, what's your style? What you drinking? What's your vibe? I've been feeling rather sad. Oh yeah. Pouring up with the blue champagne, blue champagne, blue champagne. Let's